तथापि डाके मुनिति दर्शन पाई। कृपा कर बारे प्रभु अधीन पाई। कृपा कर बारे प्रभु अधीन पाई। सार्थक कर जीवन दर्शन देई। सार्थक कर जीवन दर्शन देई। दर्शन दिया प्रभु दर्शन दिया। दर्शन दिया प्रभु दर्शन दिया। तुमको बसिछि रानी आसबारे प्रिया। तुमको बसिछि चाहे आसबारे प्रिया। दर्शन दिया। दर्शन दिया प्रभु दर्शन दिया। तुमको बसिछि चाहे आसबारे प्रिया। तुमको बसिछि चाहे आसबारे प्रिया।
भव बन्धन मोचन पूजावर गुणहीनम शेष गुणाधिपति। भव भीरु जाने सत तम्बरदम प्रणमामि गुरु। प्रणमामि गुरु शिव कल्पतरु।
कजल कालिया काई चमारिया चरण तुरे चाहे। कजल कालिया काई चमारिया चरण तुरे झरू के तो मकरन मधु झरू पदु मकरन भरी पी जाए मन पी जाए। कालिया काई मालिया चरण तुथरे चारे। कजल पद्म परिपर शोभा पुरनर निज मन लोभा चिरे पूछ भावी चिरे शिखी पूर प्रभा निंदे कोटि चंद्रमा निंदे कोटि चंद्रमा जल कालिया मालिया चरण उठरे जल कालिया मालिया चरण उठरे चाहरे गौड़ारे वैदुर्य माला सुशोभित इंद्र नीलमणि ज्योति विभाजित गौड़ारे वैदुर्य माला सुशोभित इंद्र नीलमणि ज्योति विभाजित मोहन मुरली करे हरि मोहन मुरली करे हरि हरि आहा के सुंदरिया रे जल कालिया काई चालिया चरण पूरे चाहरे जल कालिया काई चमालिया चरण पूरे चाहरे अटीरे शोभित पाट डाम्बरी मन कन पय गुड़ी कटीरे शोभित पाट पीताम्बरी मन चूड़ा पय रेखा गुड़ी रुमु झुमु झुमु धूसुरे सुरे झुमु झुमु मधु सुरे सुरे प्रेमानंदे नाचु थारे प्रेमानंदे नाचु थारे कजलिया चमालिया चरण उठरे तारे कज कालिया काई चमालिया चरण उठरे अपूर्व लावण्य मय से मूरति कर दर्शन मूढ़मती अपूर्व लावण्य मय से मूरति कर दर्शन रे मूढ़मती दृढ़ करी तोर विश्वास करी तोर विश्वास भक्ति चरणे लोटुथारे चरणे लोटुथारे जल कालिया चमालिया चरण उठरे हरे कज कालिया काई चमालिया चरण उठरे शिव जारे न पाई दर्शन दिवस सर्वरी ध्याने निमगन ब्रह्मा शिव जारे दर्शन दिवस सर्वरी ध्याने निमगन विरंसी वांछित कौरव लांछित विरंसी वांछित कौरव लांछित श्याम सुधा नाम गारे श्याम सुधा नाम गारे कजल कालिया काई मालिया चरण पुरे चारे कजल कालिया मालिया चरण पुरे चारे पदुम करंद मधु झरुछि से पदुम करंद मधु मन भरी पिजारे मन भरी पिजारे कजल कालिया काई चमालिया चरण पुथरे रे कजल कालिया काई चमालिया चरण पुथरे श्याम सुधा गारे श्याम सुधा गारे
Jayaguru, Nigamapadesa, Chapter 3, Principle of Harmony. There is no dearth of people with bookish knowledge. Can they remove of ignorance of the world? May your mind be enlightened with the radiance of knowledge which dispels that ignorance. Not many, but at least a few of you develop yearning for the knowledge. Bookish knowledge cannot wipe out the sorrows and sufferings of the world. Knowledge is a rare and precious possession of one's within. There is no harm if one projects the external world in order to attain it. Mere knowledge will generate conflict and confusion in you. Attainment of true knowledge will elevate you to that lofty plane where you can see everyone equally. Since you do not have the knowledge of that ultimate plane, you fail to overcome mutual discrimination and state of absolute harmony. Don't lose hope. The only goal of life is to attain that supreme knowledge. In other words, realize the principle of harmony of the universe. Last but not the least, acquire knowledge like Sankaracharya, but the essence of knowledge is strength of mind, and courage. If this divine qualities wane and desiccate after gaining condition, life will be valueless unless you acquire the knowledge of Sankaracharya and possess the heart of Bodhadeva. Jayaguru.
Jayaguru. 922nd Sangha Puja session report. Date 18th August 2024. Prayer Pranava Space and time 7:15 AM to 9:15 AM Eastern Time. Adhivasa Puja. The Adhivasa Puja was held in Asal Mandira on 17th August alongside the Patakra Puja between 6:30 PM to 9 PM Eastern. Puja session 7:15 AM to 9:15 AM. The morning session of the puja started at 7:15 AM with Pratikya. Jnanabhai sang Dharathilata sang followed by Vija Vija Shravana by Smita Vaima. During that time, all devotees joined the puja Suti Mandira or had teleconference. Sanujit Bhava for puja Archana and Arati to Sri Thakur Maharaj. Mandan Bhai led Bande Guru Chana and Strata Bandhana. After Strata Bandhana, Biju read Sri Guru with a sloka 93. Rajabhai led Paricha Patra Patha followed by Kamlani and Bhakta Nivas Pratana. Ramabhai read Nigamopadesha, Pechis, Jnana Prema. Minima then sang the Pratana, Koti Brahmananda Modamuni, Apnisarva then read Angasarva Kasarva, Ashpat, Bandha Pratana Pratana Kanipati. After this, Ramabhai read the minute of last session. After this, Sandibhai and Pranaveshbhai did the Bhava Vinima. After Bhava Vinima, Pranaveshbhai invited Sri Thakur Maharaj for Madhyana Bhoga and Evening Puja. Aishi Shukkama invited Sri Thakura and everyone for next Sangha Puja. Aradhanama, Banalatama, Bhaktima, Dikshitama, Pallavitama, Sidnima, Sundalima, Tanima, Ravi Bhai, Sathak Bhai, Sujjandi Bhai, Tarini Bhai invited Sri Thakur Maharaj, all Bhais Maharaj, young aspirants for Janmastava Suksar Puja. Pranaveshbhai prayed forgiveness for all the mistakes during Sangha Puja. Bhaktima sang Vidya Prarthana to conclude the Puja session. This is the attendance of all Bhais and Maharaj for the present for the Puja. Balya Bhoga was offered to Sri Thakura followed by Prasad Sevan by devotees. Please note that since Sri Thakura's auspicious Janmastava was to be celebrated later in the day, the Puja was concluded with only one session. Sri Thakura Chasita Jayaguru.
नीलाचल ठाकुर निगमानंद बना हो पुरी रेल लाइन भांगीजा फल ठाकुर 34 साल मास पर्यंत पुरी थे। यही वर्ष श्रावण मसरे बस्तर भूतपूर्व राजा साहेब प्रफुल्लचंद्र भंजदेव नीलाचल कुटीर को आसी दीक्षा नहीं। आश्विन मसरे ठाकुर भ्रमण में बाहरी कलिकता, कृष्णनगर, दिघलकांदी, भावेल, आलिशाकांदा, स्थल, बगुड़ा इत्यादि बुली आसाम उपस्थित हेले। सेथर भक्त सम्मेलन से होइथिला। ठाकुर पौष 15 दिन नीलाचल कुटीर को लिखिछंती। सम्मेलन यथारीति संपन्न होइछि। स्त्री पुरुष प्राय 200 लोक होइथिले। आसामवासी माने मध्य उत्साहर सहित योगदान करिथिले। शेष दिन जणे आसीथिले। जिनिसपत्र असंभव प्रकार संग्रह होइथिला। कौनसी अभाव घटी नाही। केबे हेले कल्पना रे मध्य भाबी नथिली आसाम रे एई भली भाबरे सम्मेलन रो अधिवेशन हवा। समस्त रानी रही आममानकर ठाकुराणी जगदीश्वरी को ठाकुर महाराज तांको परिकरंक निकट रानी बोली उल्लेख करिथांते। आनंदर हाट बसी जाइथिला। पुरी गले विस्तारित भाबरे कहि मु सम्मेलन रो द्वितीय दिवस रे ट्रस्ट नियुक्त करी मठाश्रम गुडी को सेमानक हस्तरे अर्पण करिछि। अश्विनी बाबा संबंध में आलोचना और तांको स्मृति रक्षार व्यवस्था होइछि। मयनामती और चट्टग्राम बुली ठाकुर फाल्गुन मासरे सेथर पुरी प्रत्यावर्तन करथिले। 1335 साल बैशाख अक्षय तृतीया उत्सव में योगदान करने निमित्त ठाकुर हाली सहर गले। तापरे पुरी प्रत्यावर्तन करी श्रावण मास पर्यंत रही पुनः भाद्र मास गुरुधाम महोत्सव कुतपुर झुण पूर्णिमा योगदान करिया को गले। भाद्रव 22 दिन हावड़ा पणीबाबू बसा ठिकाणु लिखिछंती आज जीवा हेला नहीं। एठाकर भक्त माने कौनसी प्रकार छाड़िले नहीं। सेमानकर इच्छा एठारे 1 मास रही बस्तर फेरी पुरी जीवी। घर भड़ा नेबार मध्य व्यवस्था हेउछि। मु अवश्य एथरे एकमत होई नहीं। सेथिरे समस्तंकर असुविधा अथच भक्त मानकर अनेक टंका खर्च होई जिवो। तेबे जदि अगत्य रहिया को पड़े तेबे परे जणाइबी। नहेले सोमवार एकादशी दिन एठारु बाहरी मंगलवार दिन सकाळे पुरी रे पहुंचिबे। भाद्रव 26 दिन ठाकुर पुरी को फेरी आसिले। आश्विन 29 दिन से बस्तर राजाराणी एकांत आग्रह रे बस्तर गले। तांको संगरे हरेन भाई, ज्ञानंद महाराज और फणी बाबू हेले। श्री श्री निगमानंद स्मृति और श्रुति स्मृति रे एही बस्तर यात्रार विवरण और उल्लेखयोग्य घटना समस्त लिपिबद्ध होइछि। बयप्राप्त हेबा परे शांत महास फणी बाबू निकटरू बस्तर यात्रार वर्णना शुणिछि। केते सुंदर भाव से कहती आज जेपरी तांको कथा कानरे बाजी जाउछि। ठाकुर महाराज को बस्तर नहीं जाई राजा साहेब ठाकुर महाराज अनेक गुटे सुंदर फोटो उठाई से खंडे मात्र बारिपदा सम्मेलन उपलक्षे साधारण प्रकाशित होइछि। एसबू फोटो जेपरी बाहर प्रकाश न हुए ठाकुरंकर यह आदेश थिबारु राजा साहेब शेष पर्यंत सेगुड़ी अप्रकाशित रखिथिले। केते खंड फोटो ठाकुर महाराज आम को देखाई पुणी राजा साहेब को देइथिले, यह मोर मन अछि। ठाकुर महाराज को वस्त्र नहीं जिबा परे राणी प्रफुल्ल कुमारी तांको निकटरू दीक्षा नेले। देहांत हेबार किछि दिन आगरु 1363 साल आज्य दर्पण रे राजा साहेब सेमानकर दीक्षा लाभर अव्यवहित पूर्व और परर केते घटनावली लिपिबद्ध करि जाइछन्ति। बस्तररू कलिकता देई कार्तिक मास शेषे पुरी को फेरी आसी ठाकुर महाराज संभवतः मासे काल पुरी रे थिले। ओडिशार सुकृतिशाली भक्त मानक मध्यरु ईश्वर साहू, बालाजी राजू और दीनदेव यही तीन जन से समय नीलाचल कुटीर रे ठाकुर निकटरू दीक्षा लाभ करते। मार्गशीर शेष ठाकुर पुरी बाहरी मध्य बंगाल सारस्वत आश्रम सम्मिलन जोगदे मठ को जाइथिले। मठरू पुणी बंगालार विभिन्न स्थान को जीवाकू होइथिला। फाल्गुन 17 दिन मयनामती आश्रम नीलाचल कुटीर को देइथिबा निम्नलिखित खंडीय चिठी उल्लेखयोग्य। मठरे राणी जो भावर निशा लगाई देइथिला ताहारी प्रभाव मु खूब आनंद रे थिली। बाटरे मध्य दिनक पर्यंत से आनंद थिला, किंतु भक्तक गृह को आसिया परे सहज अवस्था फेरी आसी। बाहरटा नैराश्यपूर्ण बोध होउछि लागु नहीं। मु जो दिन बंची रहिबी एई भली मोर सबु अछि, अथच मु सर्वसुखरु बंची केवल परर बोझ मथार दिन कटाउछि। केउठाकु गले किभली भाबरे रहिले जे शांति पाइबी किछि मु बुझी पारु नाही। एही पत्ररे ठाकुरंकर अंत्यलीलार भावटी परिष्कार फुटी उठिछि। अनेक प्रबोध देई बहु प्रकार रे भुलाई माँ जो पागल को संसार को पठाई पुनराय से विरागी हो जाइछि। हाथ ठारी माँ जेपरी घरर पुओ को फेराई नेबाकू इच्छा करुछन्, तेणु धूली खेल आ भल लागु नाही। मन छटपट हेउछि, सबु किछि विरस अलना बोध हेउछि। या परे ठाकुर आहुरी 7 वर्ष थिले, किंतु ताहा चक्रभूमि मात्र प्राप्तक्ष। 30 साल ही तिरोभावर भूमिका आरंभ होइथिला। जो दिन मठ त्याग करी पुरी रे विश्राम लाभर संकल्प नहीं से चली आसी। चैत्र 10 दिन ठाकुर भ्रमण शेष पुरी फेरी आसिले। 12-14 वर्ष पूर्व मध्य मध्य ठाकुरंकर छाती रे वेदना आरंभ होउथिला। ए संबंध गोटे अविश्वास कथा शुणिछि। कौनसी प्रिय शिष्यर हृदपिंड रे एभली वेदना बा स्नायुशूलर प्रचंड प्रकोप थिला। लोकांतरित हेबा परे सूक्ष्म देहरे मध्य सेही जंत्रणा शिष्यटी मुह्यमान होई रहिछि जानी गुरु शक्ति रे आविष्ट ठाकुर महाराज निज देहरे से घोर प्रारब्ध भोगर संकल्प करथिले। यह ही से वेदना, ताहा कौनसी औषधर उपशम होई नाही। प्रथमे प्रथमे ही वेदना वर्षरे 2 थर आक्रमण करुथिला, किंतु दिन जेते गड़ी चलिला ताहार पीड़ा सेते उग्र होई उठिला। 1335 साल रे ठाकुर बारंबार एही दारुण हृदपिंड व्यथारे आक्रांत होइथिले। शेषरे एपरि हेला जे छातीर गोटिए पाखरे सबुबले एभली वेदना लागि रहिला। ठाकुरଙ୍କ चिठी तृतीय खंडर 95 नंबर और तृतीय खंडर 98 नंबर चिठी रे एही छाती वेदना और असुस्थता विषय रे उल्लेख रहिछि। चिठी दुईटीर तारीख यथाक्रमे 1335 साल चैत्र 13 और 23 दिन। एही चिठीरु जानि परिली जे चैत्र शेषरे ठाकुर दार्जिलिंग यात्रा करिवे। बस्तर राजा राणी साहेबा बस्तररू कलिकता आसी ठाकुर को नहीं जावाई ठीक होइथिला। दार्जिलिंग रे सेमाने घर भड़ा और अन्यान्य आनुषंगिक व्यवस्थार भार नहीं। ठाकुरंकर शरीर असुस्थ। ग्रीष्म काल रे दार्जिलिंग मनोरम वायुमंडल रे तांको देह केतेक परिमाण रे सुस्थ होइजिव, एहा ही थिला राजा राणींकर जुक्ति, राजा साहेबंकर जुक्ति। से और राणी प्रफुल्ल कुमारी एही समय रे ठाकुरंकर नियत साहचर्य कामना करुथिले। बस्तर जीवा जे ठाकुरंग पक्षरे अत्यंत कष्टकर, ताहा सेही थरक जीवारे ही जना जाइछे। कलिकतारे अधिक ग्रीष्म, तेणु ठाकुरंग संगरे नहीं दार्जिलिंग जीवा राजनवापेक्षा संगत बोध हैला। ठाकुरंगु सेठारे 2-3 मास पर्यंत अटकाई रखिबा सेमानकर इच्छा। काहेकि ताहार कारण राणी आसन्न प्रसवा। तांको गर्भरे बस्तर राजवंशर वंशधर राजसिंहासनर भावी उत्तराधिकारी राणींकर प्रथम संतान एकमात्र कन्या। थर स्वामी स्त्री उभयंकर कामना कुल प्रदीप एक पुत्र संतान। जदि से कामना ହୁଏ, ତେବେ ରାଜପୁତ୍ର ଯେପରି ଜନ୍ମ ମୁହୂର୍ତ୍ତରେ ଗୁରୁଙ୍କ ଆଶୀର୍ବାଦ ଲାଭ କରେ, ସେଥିପାଇଁ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କୁ ସଙ୍ଗରେ ନେବା ଥିଲା ସେମାନଙ୍କର ଉଦ୍ଦେଶ୍ୟ। ତେଣୁ ରାଣୀଙ୍କ ପ୍ରସବ ପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ ଠାକୁର ମହାରାଜଙ୍କୁ ସେମାନଙ୍କ ନିକଟରେ ରହିବାକୁ ହେବ। ବତ୍ସରର ରାଜଦମ୍ପତିକୁ ଠାକୁର ଅତ୍ୟନ୍ତ ସ୍ନେହ କରିଥାନ୍ତି, ତେଣୁ ସେ ଆନନ୍ଦରେ ସେମାନଙ୍କର ପ୍ରସ୍ତାବକୁ ଅନୁମୋଦନ କଲେ। ରାଜା ସାହେବ ଆହୁରି ପ୍ରସ୍ତାବ କଲେ ଯେ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କ ନିଜ ସେବକ ସେବିକାମାନେ ମଧ୍ୟ ନୀଳାଚଳ ତୀରରୁ ଦାର୍ଜିଲିଂ ଯାଇ ସେଠାରେ ଏହି କେତେ ମାସ ରହିବେ। ସେମାନେ ସଙ୍ଗରେ ନଥିଲେ ହୁଏତ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କର ଅସୁବିଧା ହୋଇପାରେ। ରାଜପ୍ରସାଦର ଦାସଦାସୀମାନେ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କ ସେବା ବିଷୟରେ କ'ଣ ଜାଣନ୍ତି? ବିଧି ବିଡ଼ମ୍ବନାରେ ସେହି ସ୍ୱାମୀ ସ୍ତ୍ରୀ ମଧ୍ୟ ପଦମର୍ଯ୍ୟାଦାର ବାଧାରେ ସବୁ ସମୟରେ ନିଜ ହାତରେ ଠାକୁର ସେବାର ସୌଭାଗ୍ୟ ପାଇବେ ନାହିଁ। ଅତଏବ ବ୍ରହ୍ମଚାରୀମାନଙ୍କ ମଧ୍ୟରୁ ଜଣେ ଓ ମା ମାନେ ମଧ୍ୟ ଦାର୍ଜିଲିଂ ଚାଲନ୍ତୁ। ସବୁ ଦିଗ ବିବେଚନା କରି ଏ ପ୍ରସ୍ତାବରେ ମଧ୍ୟ ଠାକୁର ଏକମତ ହେଲେ। ନୀଳାଚଳ କୁଟୀରରେ ସେତେବେଳେ ହରେନ ଭାଇଙ୍କର ସହକାରୀ ସେବକ ଜଣେ ଥିଲେ। କୁଟୀରର ଭାର ହରେନ ଭାଇଙ୍କୁ ଦେଇ ଏହି ସେବକ ଜଣଙ୍କୁ ଓ ମା ମାନଙ୍କୁ ହାୱଡ଼ାର ଫଣିବାବୁଙ୍କ ବସାକୁ ପଠାଇ ଦେଇ ଠାକୁର ଆଗରୁ କଲିକତା ଚାଲିଗଲେ। କେତେଦିନ ପରେ ହରେନ ଭାଇ ଏମାନଙ୍କୁ ପୁରୀ ଏକ୍ସପ୍ରେସରେ ପଠାଇଦେଲେ। ମୋ ବିଚାରରେ ଏହିଠାରେ ହିଁ ନୀଳାଚଳ କୁଟୀରର ଗୋଟିଏ ପର୍ବ ଶେଷ ହୋଇଗଲା। ଏହା ମୋର ସ୍ମୃତି ପର୍ବ। ଏତେବେଳେ ଯାହା ଦେଖିଲି ତାହା ମୋର କାନସ୍ଥାନ ଓ ଅନ୍ୟାନ୍ୟ ସ୍ଥାନମାନଙ୍କରୁ ସଂଗ୍ରହ କରାଯାଇଥିବା କଥା। କିନ୍ତୁ ବଙ୍ଗଳା 1336 ସାଲ ଆରମ୍ଭରୁ ମୋର ସ୍ମୃତି ଚୟନ ଓ ପ୍ରତ୍ୟକ୍ଷ ଅଭିଜ୍ଞତା ଆରମ୍ଭ ହେଲା। ପଛକୁ ଫେରି ଚାହିଁଲେ ମନେ ହୁଏ ତାହାରୁ ମନଟା ସତେ ଯେପରି ଗୋଟିଏ ପର୍ଦ୍ଦାରେ ଆବୃତ ଥିଲା। ବିଚ୍ଛିନ୍ନ ଗୋଟିଏ ଦୁଇଟି ଘଟଣାର ଦମକା ପବନରେ ଆଶ୍ଚର୍ଯ୍ୟ ଭାବରେ ପର୍ଦ୍ଦାଟା ଟିକିଏ ଅଧେ ଘୁଞ୍ଚି ଯାଇଛି। ଗୋଟିଏ ଦୁଇଟି ଛବିର ରେଖା ମାନସ ପଟରେ ଅଙ୍କିତ ହୋଇଛି। କିନ୍ତୁ ଏଥର ଆଉ ତାହା ନୁହେଁ। କେଉଁ ନେପଥ୍ୟରୁ ସଂକେତ ଆସିଲେ ଜାଣେ ନାହିଁ, ଯେପରି କଳା ପର୍ଦ୍ଦାଟିକୁ କେହି ସଜୋରେ ଘୁଞ୍ଚାଇ ନେଲା। ଅପାର ବିସ୍ମୟରେ ମୁଁ ଦୁଇ ଚକ୍ଷୁ ମେଲି ଜଗତ ଆଡ଼କୁ ଚାହିଁଲି। ମନ ଆକାଶରେ ଗୋଟିଏ ଗୋଟି କରି ବହୁ ଛବିର ଧାରା ବହି ଚାଲିଲା। ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କ ପୁର ଭାଗରେ ଏକ ବର୍ଣ୍ଣାଢ୍ୟ ଆଲେଖ୍ୟ, ଏକ ଅପରୂପ ନିସର୍ଗ ରଙ୍ଗୀନ ଚିତ୍ର। ସେ ଆଲେଖ୍ୟ ଦେବତାତ୍ମା ହିମାଳୟର, ସେ ଚିତ୍ର ରୂପରମ୍ୟା ଶୈଳସୂତା ଦାର୍ଜିଲିଂ ନଗରୀର। ପୁରୀ ଗୃହରେ ମନଟା ବୋଧ ହୁଏ ଗତାନୁଗତିକତାର ଚକ୍ରରେ ଘୂର୍ଣ୍ଣିତ ହେଉଥିଲା। ଖେଳୁଛି, ବୁଲୁଛି, ଖାଉଛି, ଶୋଉଛି। ଜ୍ଞାନ ହେବା ଦିନରୁ ଯେଉଁ ପରିମଣ୍ଡଳ ଦେଖି ଆସୁଛି ସେଥିରେ ହିଁ ଧୀରେ ଧୀରେ ବଢ଼ି ଉଠୁଛି। ମନକୁ ଜାଗ୍ରତ କରିବା ପାଇଁ କୌଣସି ଘଟଣାର ଚମକ ଲାଗିନାହିଁ। ତେଣୁ ସ୍ମୃତି ସେଠାରେ ଆଚ୍ଛନ୍ନ, ତନ୍ଦ୍ରାଳସ। କିନ୍ତୁ ସେହି ପ୍ରଥମେ ଟ୍ରେନରେ ଚଢ଼ିବା, କିଭଳି ଭିଡ଼, କେତେ ଅଚିହ୍ନା ମଣିଷ, ଚଳନ୍ତା ଟ୍ରେନରେ ଝରକା ଦେଇ ଚାଲି ଯାଉଥିବା ଦୁନିଆର ଦୃଶ୍ୟ, ଷ୍ଟେସନ ପରେ ଷ୍ଟେସନ, ଆଲୋକମାଳା ଆସୁଥାଏ ଯାଉଥାଏ। ଅର୍ଦ୍ଧନିଦ୍ରିତ ଅର୍ଦ୍ଧଜାଗ୍ରତ ମୋର ଶିଶୁ ମନ ଧକ୍କା ଖାଇ ବାରମ୍ବାର ଚମକି ଉଠିଥାଏ। ପ୍ରଭାତ ଆଲୋକରେ ଦେଖେ ତ ବିରାଟ ହାୱଡ଼ା ଷ୍ଟେସନ। ଆମେମାନେ ଘୋଡ଼ା ଗାଡ଼ିରେ ଯାଉଛୁ। ଗୋଟିଏ ନିମ୍ନ ସ୍ଥାନରୁ ଉଚ୍ଚ ସ୍ଥାନକୁ ଗାଡ଼ିଗୁଡ଼ିକ ଯାଉଥାଏ। ଗାଡ଼ିଗୁଡ଼ିକ ମଧ୍ୟ ନୂତନ ଧରଣର। ସେଇଟା ଯେ ବ୍ୟାକଲ୍ୟାଣ୍ଡ ବ୍ରିଜ ଓ ସେଗୁଡ଼ିକ ଯେ ଟ୍ରାମ୍, ବସ୍, ମୋଟର, ସେ କଥା ପରେ ଜାଣିଲି। ଜୟଗୁରୁ।
ଜୟଗୁରୁ କରିଦିଅନ୍ତୁ। ଆଉ ସମୟ ତ ବହୁତ ଅଛି। ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ପେଜ କରିଦିଅନ୍ତୁ। ସେ ଯୋଉ ନେକ୍ସଟ ପେଜର 1336 ରଖିଦେବେ। ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ପେଜ।
ଜୟଗୁରୁ। କିନ୍ତୁ ସେଇଥର ଚିହ୍ନା ହୋଇଯାଇଥିଲା। ଯାହା ଦେଖୁଥାଏ ତା ଭିତରୁ କୌଣସି ଗୋଟିଏ ହେଲେ ମୋର ପୂର୍ବ ପରିଚିତ ନୁହେଁ। ସମ୍ପୂର୍ଣ୍ଣ ନୂତନ ବୋଲି ମନ ସେହି ସ୍ମୃତିକୁ ଧରି ରଖିଲା। ସ୍ମରଣ ଶକ୍ତି ସକ୍ରିୟ ହୋଇ ଉଠିଲା। ହାୱଡ଼ାରେ ଯାଇ ଯେଉଁମାନଙ୍କ ଘରେ ପହଞ୍ଚିଲୁ ସେମାନଙ୍କ ରୂପ ମଧ୍ୟ ଭୁଲି ନାହିଁ। ଯଦିଓ ସେମାନେ ଫଣି ବାବୁ, ସନ୍ତୋଷ ମା ଓ ସେମାନଙ୍କ ପୁତ୍ରକନ୍ୟା, ତାହା ସେତେବେଳେ ମୋର ବୋଧଗମ୍ୟ ହୋଇନଥାଏ। ସେଠାରେ ପୁଣି ହେଲା ଗୋଟିଏ ଦୀର୍ଘ ପଥର ଯାତ୍ରାରମ୍ଭ। ସିଆଲଦା ଷ୍ଟେସନକୁ ଯାଇ ଦାର୍ଜିଲିଂ ମେଲ୍ ଧରିଲୁ। ରାତ୍ରି କଥା ମନେ ନାହିଁ, କିନ୍ତୁ ସକାଳ ବେଳା ପାହାଡ଼ ଉପର ଦେଇ ଛୋଟ ଟ୍ରେନ୍ ଅଙ୍କେଇ ବଙ୍କେଇ ଉପରକୁ ଉଠୁଥାଏ। କ୍ରମେ କ୍ରମେ ଆମେମାନେ ଉପରକୁ ଉଠିଥାଉ। ମା କହିଲେ, ଏହା ହେଉଛି ହିମାଳୟ ପାହାଡ଼। କୁହେଳି ଘେରା ଘନ ସବୁଜ ବନାନୀ। ଉଚ୍ଚ ଉଚ୍ଚ ବୃକ୍ଷଗୁଡ଼ିକ ସିଧା ଭାବରେ ଆକାଶମୁଖୀ ହୋଇ ଉଠି ଯାଇଥାଏ। ପାଇନ୍, ଦେବଦାରୁ, ସରଳ କି ଓକ୍, ନାମ ଜାଣେ ନାହିଁ, କିନ୍ତୁ ଯେତେ ଦେଖିଲେ ମଧ୍ୟ ଚକ୍ଷୁ ଫେରାଇ ହେଉନାହିଁ। ଆଜି ମଧ୍ୟ ସେସବୁ ସ୍ମୃତି ଅକ୍ଷୟ ହୋଇ ରହିଛି। ଠାକୁରଙ୍କୁ ଏହା ପୂର୍ବରୁ କେବେ ଦେଖିଛି, କେବେ ଚିହ୍ନିଛି, ତାହା ମୋର ମନେ ପଡ଼ୁନାହିଁ। ଶୁଣିଛି ପିଲାବେଳେ ପ୍ରଥମେ ପ୍ରଥମେ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କୁ ଦେଖିବା ମାତ୍ରେ ଭୟରେ ଚିତ୍କାର କରି ରାହା ଧରି ପଳାଏ। ମା ମାନେ କୋଳରେ ଧରି ତାଙ୍କ ନିକଟକୁ ଗଲେ। ଦୁଇ ହାତରେ ସେମାନଙ୍କୁ ଜାବୁଡ଼ି ଧରି ଦେହରେ ମୁହଁ ଗୁଞ୍ଜି ଆଖି ବୁଜି ଉଚ୍ଚସ୍ୱରରେ କ୍ରନ୍ଦନ କରେ। ଠାକୁର ଦୁଃଖ ଅନୁଭବ କରି କହନ୍ତି, ଆଉ ସବୁ ଛୋଟ ପିଲା ମୋତେ ଛାଡ଼ିବାକୁ ଇଚ୍ଛା କରନ୍ତି ନାହିଁ, କୋଳକୁ ଆସି ଖେଳିବାକୁ ଇଚ୍ଛା କରନ୍ତି। ଏ କାହିଁକି ଏପରି କରୁଛି? କାହିଁକି ତାହା ଜାଣେ ନାହିଁ। କହିପାରେ ଏହା ମୋର ଦୁର୍ଭାଗ୍ୟ। ମା ମାନଙ୍କର ଅନୁମାନ ଯେ ମୁଁ ଦାଢ଼ି ବାଳ ଘେରା ଠାକୁରଙ୍କ ମୂର୍ତ୍ତି ଦେଖି ଭୟ ପାଏ। ମୁଁ ଖୁବ୍ ଭୟାଳୁ ଥିଲି। ମୋ ସହିତ ଭାବ ଜମାଇବା ନିମିତ୍ତ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କୁ ରୀତିମତ ଲାଞ୍ଚ ଦେବାକୁ ପଡ଼ିଛି। ଥରେ ଥରେ ଭ୍ରମଣରୁ ଫେରି ରାଶି ରାଶି ଖେଳନା କଣ୍ଢେଇ ଆଣି ମୋ ଆଗରେ ସଜାଇ ବସି ମୋତେ ଡାକନ୍ତି। ସେତେବେଳେ ମୁଁ ପାଦେ ଦୁଇ ପାଦ ଆଗକୁ ବଢ଼ାଇ ନିକଟରେ ଯାଇ ଠିଆ ହୁଏ। ସେ ମୋର ମନେ ପଡ଼ୁନାହିଁ, ତେଣୁ ସ୍ପଷ୍ଟ ବୁଝିପାରୁଛି ଠାକୁରଙ୍କୁ ଏଭଳି ଚିହ୍ନିବାଟା ନିତାନ୍ତ ସ୍ୱାର୍ଥର ପରିଚୟ। କେବଳ ଖେଳନା ଆଦାୟ ଫନ୍ଦିରେ ଭାବ କରିବା ଛଡ଼ା ଆଉ କିଛି ନୁହେଁ। ଅନ୍ତରରେ ଭାବର ବିନ୍ଦୁମାତ୍ର ଦାଗ ପଡ଼ିନାହିଁ। ମୋ ସ୍ମୃତିରେ ହିମାଳୟ ପଟ୍ଟଭୂମିକାରେ ହିଁ ଠାକୁର ଧରା ଦେଇଛନ୍ତି। ଦାର୍ଜିଲିଂ ଯାଇ ତାଙ୍କୁ ଯେପରି ଭଲ କରି ଦେଖିଲି, ଚିହ୍ନିଲି, ବୁଝିଲି ବା ଆତ୍ମୀୟ ବୋଲି ଭଲ ପାଇବାକୁ ଆରମ୍ଭ କଲି, ତାଙ୍କର ଯା ଆସ, କଥାବାର୍ତ୍ତା, ଆହାର ବିହାରର ବୈଶିଷ୍ଟ୍ୟ ତାହା ହିଁ ପ୍ରଥମେ ମୋର ଦୃଷ୍ଟି ଆକର୍ଷଣ କରିଥିଲା। ତା ପରବର୍ତ୍ତୀ ସମସ୍ତ କଥା ମୋର ମନେ ଅଛି କି ନାହିଁ ମନେ ଅଛି କିଛି ଭୁଲି ନାହିଁ। ଅଥଚ ଏହାର ପୂର୍ବ ପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ ମନଟା ଫାଙ୍କା। ସେଠାରେ କାହାର ସ୍ଥାନ ନଥିଲା କି ସେଥିରେ କାହାର ଛାପ ମଧ୍ୟ ପଡ଼ିନଥିଲା। ସ୍ମୃତିର ଏହି ପ୍ରବୋଧିନୀ କୃତ୍ୟ ନିଶ୍ଚୟ ଦାର୍ଜିଲିଂ ଓ ସେଠାକାର ପରିସ୍ଥିତିର ଅଭିନବତ୍ୱ ହିଁ ସମ୍ପନ୍ନ କରିଛି। ତେଣୁ 1336 ସାଲର ଦାର୍ଜିଲିଂ ପର୍ବ ମୋ ଜୀବନର ମହେନ୍ଦ୍ର ଲଗ୍ନ, ଅମୃତ ଯୋଗ। ମୋର ବୟସ ସେତେବେଳେ 4 ବର୍ଷ ମାତ୍ର। ଜୟଗୁରୁ।
Jayaguru. To summarize what Maha just read from Lacholi Thakur Nityananda, this mostly covers all the significant events during the years of 1927 and 28. Where we started reading basically talks of the flooding that happened in Puri at that time as the railway lines were displaced because of the flood. Thakur had not traveled and stayed in Puri during the month of August 1927. And in the same month, the king of Bastara, Prafula Chandra Bhandev, had taken initiation from Thakur. Thakur left Puri around October of 1927. He traveled through Kolkata, Krishnanagar, Digalkanti, Bhaval, some of the places, Sthala and Baguda to reach Assam. From there, Thakur had written a letter to Puri informing about the successful completion of Samlani that year, and he talks of around there was an attendance of around 200 devotees. He informed that a trust was formed on the second day of Samlani. That was another significant event that happened, and the responsibility of all Amata and Ashram were handed over to the trust. There was also, as we read it, last time, that Ashwini Bhai had recently passed away, and in this Samlani there was a memorial service as well held in remembrance of Ashwini Bhai. Thakur returned to Puri in the month of February, around the month of February 1928, after visiting Mainamati and Chautagrama. Then Mahat talks of some of the activities or some of the events that happened in 1928. Thakur left for Halisahar to attend the celebration of Akshaya Tritiya in the month of April 1928. Soon after, he came back to Puri and left again in August to attend Gurudham Mahotsav, which is a celebration that happened on Thakur's birthday at Kuttapur. He wrote a letter from Phani Bhai's house that the devotees requested him to stay there for a month. Thakur did not want to do that, as that would make them bear a lot of expenses. Instead, his desire was to return back to Puri. He did return to Puri in the same month and went to Bastar in September of that year, accepting the request from the Queen of Bastar, Prafula Kumari Devi. Haren Bhai, Prakananda Bhai and Phani Bhai had accompanied him. Leelama had heard the details of Thakur's stay at Bastar from Phani Bhai. The king had taken several pictures of Thakur, beautiful pictures of Thakur, out of which only one was published during the Samlani at Baripada. Thakur had instructed that none of those pictures be published, hence though those have not been published until later. During his stay, Queen Prafula Kumari Devi Rani had taken initiation from Thakura. Raja Sahib has elaborated some of those events in his writing in Aryadarpan before he passed away in the year 1956. Thakura returned to Puri via Kolkata, stayed in Puri for about a month. During his stay, 3 devotees from Odisha, Ishwar Sahu Bhai, Balaji Raju Bhai and Dinabandhu Deo Bhai were given initiation. Thakura left for attending Samlani at Central Bengal Saraswata Matha soon after, and then he went to Matha. He visited several places in Bengal. In his letter from Mayanamati Ashram to Nachal Kutira, he wrote, he really enjoyed his time at the Matha. His time at the Matha was filled with total bliss by the spiritual presence of Universal Mother. He did not like the negativity. When he came out, he did not like the negativity he saw in the society and carrying around the burden of everyone. He wondered about finding a place where he would regain the divine bliss again. Lilama expresses here that her feelings that this probably was the beginning of Thakura's desire for ending his divine presence in the material world. This desire of Thakura had taken fruit in 1923 when Thakura gave up everything and came to Puri to live in solidarity and peace. In March of 1928, he returned back to Puri. Thakura used to have occasional pain in his chest for about 12 to 14 years. Which started about 12 to 14 years ago. She mentions that she heard this unbelievable story that Thakura had acquired this pain from one of his dear disciples who continued to have heart attack even after he had left his mortal body. This occasional pain of Thakura became quite frequent in 1928. After a while, he started to experience persistent pain. It is evident that Thakura mentions about this pain in his letters, such as the letter number 95 in volume 3 as well as 98 in volume 2. From these letters, it was also clear that Thakura traveled to Darjeeling in the month of 1928, in the month of March of 1928. Both Raja Sahib and the Queen of Vastra wanted to come and then take Thakura to Darjeeling. They already had rented a place in Darjeeling, wanted Thakura to stay there for a few months, as it was very hot in Calcutta, and they thought that the pleasant climate in Darjeeling would let Thakura get some relief from the chest pain. The other reason was that the queen was pregnant, and they had the belief that their second child would be a son who would eventually take over the royal duties from the king. Needless to say that their first child was a daughter, and their desire was that Thakura be with them when the queen gives birth and blesses the child upon birth. Thakura used to love the royal couples dearly. He of course had no objection to go to Darjeeling with them. Raja Sahib wanted Thakura's devotees from Kutira also to come with him to Darjeeling. He feared that the servants from the royal palace might not be able to take care of Thakura properly, and them being there might not also allow the royal couple to serve Thakura freely. Thakura agreed and directed that one of the brahmacharis and all the Maj would come with him. And soon after, Thakura left for Calcutta and asked Haran Bhai to stay in Kutira and send the Sevaka and Maj to come to Pani Bhai's house. Later, they would travel to Darjeeling. The Lilama mentions that this is where the first chapter of her writing ends. As up to this point, everything she wrote was her account of everything she had heard about Thakura from others. However, from the year 1929, when she recollects everything from her memory that she herself had experienced up until this point, she thought somehow her memory was blocked by a dark curtain. And that curtain had now been lifted, and she was able to see a vibrant, colorful movie full of Thakura's divine acts. As for the journey up to Darjeeling, she starts with her feelings of traveling by train through the night. As the night ends, in the early hours of morning, the train stops at the huge railway station Howrah. They get down from the train and boarded a horse carriage. And from the first time, she saw trams, cars, buses, and other vehicles all sharing the same road. She could still have the exact recollection of everything she had come across. They visited a few disciples of Thakura. She met Phani Bhai, Santoshma and their children. They all boarded Darjeeling Mail from Sialda railway station and embarked upon the long journey to Darjeeling. The train was traveling on the hilly tracks. The surrounding was covered with fog. There were all tall trees on both sides of the track. Some were pine, some were oak, and a few other types. These sights were still fresh in her memory. She mentions that she used to fear Thakura when she was a little child and would never come close to Thakura. Thakura used to bribe her to make her come near him. He used to bring a lot of toys for her when he returned from his travel. What a selfish what a selfish child she used to be. Only she came to Thakura only when he saw toys. I feel sorry, she says, she felt sorry that she used to come near him only when he used to bring those toys for him. And how could, and then she says, how could I have no divine feelings for him? And Ma also talks of, like in Darjeeling actually, she started coming near Thakura and be with him and eyewitness some of the divine acts of him. So she says in 1336 Sal, which is of course 1929, when actually the chapter that begins where she truly experiences his divine being with her and the acts, and she was around 4 years old at that time. Jayaguru.
Jayaguru. Jayaguru. Mobi dhura prani madhura tanara mantra chankara tari mobi dhura prani madhura tanara mantra chankara tari Modina kotire ranga kadaduma Modina kotire ranga kadaduma Tichaki mone bhari Tichaki moni bhari mubidhura prani madhura tanara mantra chankara tari mubidhura prani madhura tanara mantra chankara tari jivana roi bandhura pathare chalo thai mohi tumhari sathi re jivana roi bandhura pathare chalo thai mohi tumhari sathi re mo parana priya hata dhara sathi mo parana priya हाथ धरा साथी नीच हे कोले तोड़े नीच हे कोले तोड़े विधुर प्राणी मधुर तानर मंत्र झंकार तोड़े विधुर प्राणी मधुर तानर मंत्र झंकार तोड़े तुम्हारी मोहना बाउला बाईसी बाजू थाऊ सदा मोरमी पासी तुम्हारी मोहना बाउला बाईसी बाजू थाऊ सदा मोरमी पासी हेरो थाऊ चिता तुम्हारी स्वरूप हेरो थाऊ चिता तुम्हारी स्वरूप तुम्हें मोरा गला मारे तुम्हें मोरा गला मारे मो विधुर प्राणी मधुर तानर मंत्र झंकार तोड़े मो विधुर प्राणी मधुर तानर मंत्र झंकार तोड़े जीवन दीपाली जाले तुम पाई लिभिले मिटिबे तुम पदे जाई जीवन दीपाली जाले तुम पाई लिभिले मिटिबे तुम पदे जाई लिभिले मिटिबे तुम पदे जाई तुम्हारी सेवारे जनमे जनमे तुम्हारी सेवारे जनमे जनमे रख मोए रख मोए मो विधुर प्राणी मधुर तानर मंत्र झंकार तोड़े मो विधुर प्राणी मधुर तानर मंत्र झंकार तोड़े मोदीना कोटीरे रंगा पद तुम मोदीना कोटीरे रंगा पद तुम दीछ की मने भाड़े दीछ की मने भाड़े मो विधुर प्राणी मधुर तानर ମନ୍ତ୍ର ଝଙ୍କାର ତୋଳି ମୋ ବିଧୁର ପ୍ରାଣୀ ମଧୁର ତାନର ମନ୍ତ୍ର ଝଙ୍କାର ତୋଳି। ଜୟଗୁରୁ। Jayaguru, Sansara Pathe, Part 1, Chapter 40. The ultimate aim of householders worshipping the Brahma. From this day onward, I consider myself to be lighter than a blade of grass and smaller than a grain of sand. No one should suffer and perish after abandoning simple beliefs and natural feelings. When one is consumed by arrogance and ensnared in circular arguments, it hinders the attainment of liberation in this lifetime. Surrender to her with pure devotion and unwavering belief, and seeking her mercy with love, invoke her as Mother. She will manifest in the image of the Universal Mother and lift you to her lap. Otherwise, you may not realize her for countless eons. Those who meditate on God in her motherly form should not perceive her as a woman. Instead, they should express feelings akin to a child's dependence and trust on their mother. They should totally depend on her and not understanding anything or anyone but her. This is called the divine feeling of the mother. Hence, a devotee has sung, like the baby in this world cries out, Mother, O Mother, unaware of what the form of the mother. Is she a wretched beggar or sovereign supreme? The baby never considers, never ever. Asks not, just yearns for her. Finds boundless joy and solace in calling Mother, O Mother. Is the mother mortal or divine? The baby comprehends not nor defines. Ignorant and yearning, he seeks her near. Like the helpless baby, I will keep on calling her. My mind is with my mother, not elsewhere. O Mother, with love for your child, gently lift me to your lap of abundant grace. Jai.
Jayaguru. Question answer time, quick Prashna Puja system time. By the way, thank you, Yanhai, for doing a nice job in translating into English that poem. So, I'm assuming that you are the one who did it. I don't know. Anyway, rhymes well. Okay, we'll start with the Sangha Sevaka. Prashnakarଙ୍କ ପ୍ରତି ସେ କହୁଛନ୍ତି ଯେ ଆମେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ପ୍ରାର୍ଥନା କରୁଛୁ ମନ ତ ସ୍ଥିର ହଉନି, ସେ ଅନେକ ଭାବନ୍ତି ଯେ କାହିଁକି ପ୍ରାର୍ଥନା କରିବା, ମନ ତ ସ୍ଥିର ହଉନି, ମନ ତ ଆଡେ ରହୁଛି, ଆଉ ପ୍ରାର୍ଥନା କରି ଲାଭ କଣ? ଯେ ତା ଟ୍ରୁ ଯେ ମାନେ ମନଟା ସ୍ଥିର ହେଲେ ପ୍ରାର୍ଥନା ଫଳଟା ସଫଳ ମିଳିବ। ସେ କହୁଛନ୍ତି ଯେ ପ୍ରାର୍ଥନା କରିକି ମଧ୍ୟ ମନଟା ସ୍ଥିର ହେଇପାରିବ, ମାନେ ପ୍ରାର୍ଥନା ଦ୍ଵାରା ମନ ସ୍ଥିର ହୁଏ ମଧ୍ୟ। ଯେ ମନ ସ୍ଥିର ନହେଲା ପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ ପ୍ରାର୍ଥନା କରିବୁନି, ଏଇଟା ଗୋଟେ ଭୁଲ କଥା। ପ୍ରାର୍ଥନା କରିକିରି ସେ ପ୍ରାର୍ଥନା ମାଧ୍ୟମରେ କେମିତି ମନଟା ସ୍ଥିର କରିବା ହବ ସେ ବିଷୟରେ ଆମେ ଚେଷ୍ଟା କରିବା। ଯୋଉଟା କି ଧ୍ୟାନରେ ମଧ୍ୟ ସେଇ ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ଆମର, ଯେ ଧ୍ୟାନ କରି ବସୁ, ଧ୍ୟାନ ହଉନି, ମନଟା ଆଡେ ବୁଲୁଛି, ଧ୍ୟାନ କରିଲେ ଲାଭଟା କଣ? କହୁଛନ୍ତି ଯେ ମନଟା ସ୍ଥିର କରିବା ପାଇଁ ତ ଧ୍ୟାନ କରୁଛନ୍ତି, ସ୍ଥିର ହଉନି ବୋଲି ମନ ସ୍ଥିର ହେଲା ପରେ ଧ୍ୟାନ କରିବି, ସେଟା ଆଉ ଧ୍ୟାନ କରିବା ଆବଶ୍ୟକତା ହିଁ ରହିବ ନାହିଁ। ଯଦି ମନ ସ୍ଥିର ହେଇଗଲା, ମୋର କୁହାଯାଉଛି ମନର 5ଟା ଅବସ୍ଥା କୁହାଯାଏ। ଯେ ପ୍ରଥମଟା ହେଲା ମୂଳ, ତାପରେ କ୍ଷିପ୍ତ, ବିକ୍ଷିପ୍ତ, ତାପରେ ହଉଛି କଣ ଏକାଗ୍ର, ନିରୁଦ୍ଧ ଅବସ୍ଥା, ଲାଷ୍ଟ ଅବସ୍ଥାଟା। ଯେ ମନ ନିରୁଦ୍ଧ ଅବସ୍ଥା ପହଞ୍ଚିଗଲା, ସେଟା ମନ ସେତେବେଳେ ଆତ୍ମାରେ ପରିଣତ ହେଇଗଲା। ଏଇ 5ଟା ଅବସ୍ଥା ଜଷ୍ଟ କହିଥିଲି। ଯେ ମୂଳ ଅବସ୍ଥା କଣ, ଯେ ତାକୁ ଯେତେ ବୁଝିବ ସେ ବୁଝିବନି। ଗୋଟେ ଲୋକଟାକୁ ତମେ ଯାହା ଗୋଟେ ସରଳ କଥା ବୁଝିବାକୁ ଚାହିଁବେ ବୁଝିବ, ଏତେ ମୂଳ ତାର ଅବସ୍ଥା, ତମ ଗୁଣ ସେଟା, ତମ ଗୁଣ ପ୍ରଭାବ, ଯାହା ବୁଝିଲେ ସେ ବୁଝିପାରିବ ନାହିଁ। ନେକ୍ସଟ କ୍ଷିପ୍ତ ଅବସ୍ଥା, ଯୋଉଟା କି ରଜ ଗୁଣର ପ୍ରଭାବ ହଉଛି, ଯେ ଖାଲି ମନଟା ଚଞ୍ଚଳ ହଉଛି, ଆଡେ ସାଡେ ବୁଲୁଛି। ବିକ୍ଷିପ୍ତ ଅବସ୍ଥାରେ ଆଉ ଟିକେ ସ୍ଥିର ହେଇଗଲାଣି, କିନ୍ତୁ ତା ସତ୍ୱଗୁଣ ରହିଛି, ସତ୍ୱଗୁଣ ଟପିକି ଯାଇପାରି ନାହିଁ। ସେଥିରେ ଖାଲି ମାନେ ଭୋଗ ଇଚ୍ଛା, ଯୋଉ କହନ୍ତି ଅନିତ୍ୟ ସୁଖର ଭୋଗ ଇଚ୍ଛାଟାକୁ ସେଟା ମନେ ଆସୁଛି। କିନ୍ତୁ ଯେହେତୁ ଅନିତ୍ୟ ପଛେ ଗୋଡେଇଛି, ସେ ସରିଯିବ। ଜଣେ ଖାଇ ବସିଛି, ବଢିଆ ଲାଗୁଛି, ଖାଉଛି, ଆଉ ସେ ଖାଇବାଟା ସରିଗଲା, ପୁଣି ଦୁଃଖ ହେଲା, ଆରେ ସରିଗଲା, ଟିକେ ଖାଇଥାନ୍ତି କି ଯାହା ବି ଯେକୌଣସି ଭୋଗ କରେ, ଯେହେତୁ ଅନିତ୍ୟ ସୁଖ, କହିଲେ ସରି ଯାଉଛି ପୁଣି ମନ ଦୁଃଖ ହଉଛି, ମନ ଆସି ପୁଷ୍ପରୁ ପୁଷ୍ପାନ୍ତ ଭଅଟା ଘୁରି ବୁଲି ଡେଇଁ ବୁଲେ ଉଡି ବୁଲେ, ଗୋଟେ ଫୁଲ ଆଉ ଫୁଲ ଆଉ ଫୁଲ ଆଉ ଫୁଲ ସେମିତି ହୁଏ ସେ ଅବସ୍ଥାଟା। ସେଟା ସତ୍ୟଗୁଣ ଅବସ୍ଥା। ଫାଇନାଲି ହେଲା ତାପରଟା ହେଲା ହଉଛି ଏକାଗ୍ର ଅବସ୍ଥା, ଯେତେବେଳେ ଗୁଣଟା ସାମଞ୍ଜସ୍ୟ ହେଇଗଲା। ତାପରେ ଫାଇନାଲ ଅବସ୍ଥା ହେଲା ନିରୁଦ୍ଧ ଅବସ୍ଥା, ସେଇଟା ହଉଛି କଣ ତାକୁ ଆମର ନିରାଲମ୍ବ ଅବସ୍ଥା ମନର, ଯୋଉଠି ଚିତ୍ତଟା ନିରାଲମ୍ବ ଅବସ୍ଥା, ତାର କିଛି ଅବଲମ୍ବନ ନାହିଁ, ଏଇଠି ମନଟା ପୁରା ଆତ୍ମାରେ ପରିଣତ ହେଇଗଲା। ସେଟା ହଉଛି ତ୍ରିଗୁଣାତୀତ ଅବସ୍ଥା। ଯୋଉ ଗୁଣ ଗୁଡାକ ଥିଲା ସେ ଗୁଣାତୀତ ଅବସ୍ଥା, ସେ ଅବସ୍ଥା ପହଞ୍ଚିଗଲେ ମନ ଆତ୍ମାରେ ପରିଣତ ହେଇଗଲା, ଚିତ୍ତ ସ୍ଥିର ଏକଦମ ହେଇଗଲା। ସେଇ ଜାଗାରେ ସତ୍ୟ ଲାଭ ହୁଏ। ସେଟା ଆମର ତୁରୀୟ ଅବସ୍ଥାରେ ସେଟା ଆସିଯାଏ। ଏନିୱେ, ତ ମୋ କଥା ଯେ ପ୍ରାର୍ଥନା କରିବା ପାଇଁ ଆମର ଏସବୁ ଜିନିଷ ଦରକାର, ମନଟାକୁ ସ୍ଥିର କରିବା ପାଇଁ ପ୍ରାର୍ଥନା କରିବା ଦରକାର, ଯାହାଫଳରେ କି ଆମର ସତ୍ୟ ଲାଭ ହେଇପାରିବ। ଚିତ୍ତର ଦୁଇଟି ସ୍ରୋତ, ମାନେ ଗୋଟା ହଉଛି ବିଷ୍ଣୁ ଧାଉଛି, ଗୋଟା ଭଗବତ ଆଡକୁ ଧାଉଛି। ସମସ୍ତେ ସେଟା ଅନୁଭବ କରିପାରୁଥିବା। ଠାକୁର ସାମ୍ନାରେ ବସିଛନ୍ତି କିନ୍ତୁ ଅନ୍ୟ କଥା ମନରେ ଆସୁଛି, ଠାକୁର କଥା ମନରେ ଆସୁନି। ତେଣୁ ତାକୁ ପୁଣି ଟାଣି ଆଣି ଠାକୁର ପାଖରେ ପହଞ୍ଚିବା, ପୁଣି କିଛି ସମୟ ପରେ ପୂଜା ମାନେ ପଡୁଛି। ପ୍ରାର୍ଥନା କଲେ ସେୟା, ମାନେ ତାକୁ ଟାଣି ଆଣି ଠାକୁର ପାଖରେ ପୁଣି କିଛି ଗଲା ପରେ ସେ ପୁଣି ଆଉ କୁଆଡେ ଯାଇ ଉଠିଲାଣି କି ଭଗବତ ଅଭିମୁଖୀ। ସେ କହୁଛନ୍ତି କଣଟା କରିହବ ନା ବୈରାଗ୍ୟ। ଅଭ୍ୟାସ ତୁ କୌନ୍ତେୟ ବୈରାଗ୍ୟଣ ଚ ଗୃହ୍ୟତେ। ତେଣୁ ବୈରାଗ୍ୟଟା କଣ? ଯେ ମାନସିକ ଅଭ୍ୟାସ ଗୋଟେ ଜାଗାରେ ଲଗେଇ ରଖିବାକୁ ଚେଷ୍ଟା କରିବା। ଯେତେ ଆଡେ ଚାଲି ଯାଉଥିବ ଟାଣି ଆଣିକିରି ଗୋଟେ ଜାଗାରେ ଲଗେଇ ରଖିଲେ ସରି। ଏନିୱେ, ଏଇଠି ମୁଁ ରଖୁଛି ଶ୍ରଦ୍ଧା, ତପସ୍ୟା, ବ୍ରହ୍ମଚର୍ଯ୍ୟ, ଉତ୍ସାହ ଏସବୁ ବିଷୟ ଡିସ୍କସନ କରିଛନ୍ତି। ରଖୁଛି ଏଇ ଡିସ୍କସନ ସେଇ ଦେଖୁଛି। ଯଦି କାହାର କିଛି କୋଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଅଛି ପଚାରନ୍ତୁ, ଚେଷ୍ଟା କରିବି ଆନ୍ସର ଦେବା ପାଇଁ। ଜୟଗୁରୁ। ଯଦି କୋଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ନାହିଁ, ଆଜି ନିଗମ ଉପଦେଶ ପଢା ହଉଥିଲା ଯେ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କର ଇନ୍ଦ୍ରାଚଳ ଠାକୁର ନିଗମରେ ପଢା ହଉଥିଲା ଯେ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କର ବସ୍ତାର ଭ୍ରମଣ ବିବରଣୀ ଯେ ଶ୍ରୁତି ସ୍ମୃତି ଦିଆଯାଇଛି, ନିଗମ ସ୍ମୃତି ଦିଆଯାଇଛି। ମେ ବି ଆଉ 5 ମିନିଟ୍ ସମୟ ଅଛି। ଲେଟ୍ ମି କ୍ୱିକଲି ରିଡ୍ ଦ ସମ୍। ଆପଣ କେତେ ପଢିଥିବେ, ଜଷ୍ଟ ଇନ୍ କେସ୍ କିଏ ପଢିନାହାନ୍ତି। ଟିକେ କଥାରେ ଅସାମଞ୍ଜସ୍ୟ ରହିପାରେ, ଫ୍ଲୋଟା ଠିକ ରହିପାରେ, ବିକଜ ମାନେ ମୁଁ ବଙ୍ଗଳାରୁ ପଢୁଛି ଟ୍ରାନ୍ସଲେଟ୍ କରିକି। ବସ୍ତାର ରାଜପ୍ରସାଦରେ ଶ୍ରୀ ଠାକୁର ତରୁଣ ରାଜା ଓ ତରୁଣୀ ରାଣୀଙ୍କର ଭାବ ଭକ୍ତିର ପବିତ୍ରତାରେ ଏତେ ମୁଗ୍ଧ ହୋଇଯାନ୍ତି ଯେ, ଆନନ୍ଦରେ ଏତେ ଆତ୍ମହରା ହୋଇଯାନ୍ତି ଯେ ବ୍ରହ୍ମଜ୍ଞ ଋଷିତ୍ୱର ଜ୍ଞାନ ଗରିମା ଓ ଯୋଗେଶ୍ୱର୍ଯ୍ୟ ଦୂରକୁ ଘୁଞ୍ଚାଇ ଦେଇ ଏକବାରେ ତାଙ୍କର ସମ ପର୍ଯ୍ୟାୟରେ ବାଳକ ସ୍ୱଭାବ ହୋଇଯାନ୍ତି ଓ ମନ ପ୍ରାଣ ଖୋଲି ଖୁବ ସରଳ ଭାବରେ କଥା କୁହନ୍ତି। ସଙ୍ଗରେ ଯେଉଁ ସବୁ ସେବକ ଯାଇଥିଲେ, ସେ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କ ଭାବ ଦେଖି ସେମାନଙ୍କ ମନରେ ଯେମିତି ଆନନ୍ଦର ସଞ୍ଚାର ହୁଏ, ଈର୍ଷା ଓ ଆଶଙ୍କା ମଧ୍ୟ ହୁଏ ତତୋଧିକ। ମନୁଷ୍ୟ ସବୁ ବସ୍ତୁର ଅଂଶ ହୁଏତ ଦେଇପାରେ, କିନ୍ତୁ ଭଲ ପାଇବାର ଅଂଶୀଦାର କରିବାକୁ ଚାହେଁନା। ସେଇ ଗୋଟିଏ ଜାଗାରେ ପ୍ରତିଦ୍ୱନ୍ଦିତାର ଇର୍ଷା ଆଣେ। ଅନ୍ୟମାନେ ଯଦି ଶ୍ରୀ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କୁ ବେଶୀ ଭଲ ପାଆନ୍ତି, ତେବେ ସେମାନଙ୍କ ପ୍ରତି ଠାକୁରଙ୍କର ସ୍ନେହ ଭଲ ପାଇବା ଦାକ୍ଷିଣ୍ୟ କିଛିଟା ମ୍ଳାନ ହୋଇଯାଇପାରେ। ଏହି ଭାବଟା ଖଣି ଭାଇଙ୍କର ମନରେ ସର୍ବାପେକ୍ଷା ବେଶୀ ହୋଇଥିଲା। ଏହି ତାଙ୍କ ମନର ଉପରେ ଏତେ ଗଭୀର ଭାବରେ ରେଖାପାତ କରିଥିଲେ, ଏ ବିଷୟରେ ଏହା ଥରେ ସ୍ୱପ୍ନରେ ରୂପ ପରିଗ୍ରହ କଲା। ତାଙ୍କର ସ୍ୱପ୍ନର ପ୍ରସଙ୍ଗଟା ଏଠାରେ ବର୍ଣ୍ଣନା କରିବାର ଲୋଭ ସମ୍ବରଣ କରିପାରୁନାହିଁ। ଏହା ଏଇଭଳି, ଯେମିତି ଗୋଟିଏ ସୁବର୍ଣ୍ଣ ମଣିମାଣିକ୍ୟ ଖଚିତ ବୃହତ ରଥରେ ଶ୍ରୀ ଠାକୁର ମହିମମୟ ଗରିମମୟ ମୂର୍ତ୍ତିରେ ମଧ୍ୟ ଆସନରେ ବସି ଅଛନ୍ତି, ଆଉ ରାଜା ରାଣୀ ତାଙ୍କର ଉଭୟ ପାର୍ଶ୍ୱରେ ବସି ଅଛନ୍ତି। ଶ୍ରୀ ଠାକୁର ରାଜା ରାଣୀଙ୍କ ଗଳାରେ ନିଜର ବାହୁବଲ୍ଲୀ ବେଷ୍ଟନ କରି ଧରି ଅଛନ୍ତି। ରଥ ଧୀରେ ଧୀରେ ଚାଲିଛି, ଆଉ ମୁଁ ଫଣିମିତ୍ର ଅତି ଦୂରେ ଯେମିତି ଗୋଟିଏ ଅଚିହ୍ନା ସାଧାରଣ ଦର୍ଶକ ମାତ୍ର କେତେ ଚେଷ୍ଟା କରୁଛି ଶ୍ରୀ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କ ନଜରରେ ପଡିବା ପାଇଁ। ମନେ ମନେ କେତେ ସଂକଳ୍ପ କରୁଛି, ଠାକୁର ମୁଁ ଯେ ତୁମର ଦୀର୍ଘ କାଳର ପରିଚିତ 203 ନମ୍ବର 55 ତଳା ରୋଡର ଫଣି, ମତେ ଚିହ୍ନି ପାରୁନା? ए दिन को ए दिन भावुची भूलीगल दिन पे राम मिते ओहो मैंने रामकर मित्रता भूलीगल कौन सी किसी जिन कम कौन सी किसी काम है ना श्री ठाकुर मो ऊपर उदासीन मोर क्षोभ एवं हिंसारे मोर क्षोभ और हिंसारे प्राण मध्य दावानल जलिया लगिला से ज्वालार दहन रे निद्राभंग हो गला ए स्वप्न कथा श्री ठाकुर को जन शुणी श्री ठाकुर मुचुकी हसिले मात्र मो मन भय लगे आम मन भय लगिला श्री ठाकुर स्पष्ट भाव दिने कही पकाइले देख ये दुई जन को देखिले मोर मु वास्तव की आनंद रे डूबी जाए एमाने जेमती शिव और शक्ति आ मु साक्षी मात्र कथा प्रसंग श्री ठाकुर कही जे पूर्व जन्म रे 12 भूयार केदार राय यही जन्म रे बस्तर राजा होइछंती एपटे दुर्गोत्सव आसी पड़ा एठाकार कौलिक प्रथा यही जे पंचमी ठारू एकादशी पर्यंत प्रत्यय अपराह्न 5टारे राजा और राणी राजवेश परिधान करी विराट शोभायात्रा समभिव्याह तोपध्वनि और तुरी फुंकार बराबर संगे संगे राजप्रसाद होते निष्क्रांत हो सिंहद्वार पर्यंत जाती सिंहद्वार गोटे पार्श्व कुलदेवी दंतिकेश्वरी मंदिर प्रणाम करी रथ आरोहण करिया हुए आ से रथ अपत्य स्थानीय प्रजापुंजर द्वारा टणा हुए संगे संगे वर्षाधारी अश्वारोही बंदूकधारी पदातिक अश्वासोटाधारी बरखंदाज तीरधनुधारी मुड़िया साउताल आदिवासी और नाना प्रकार वाद्य संभार वादक दल प्रभृति योगदान करेंगे सम्मुखें जगन्नाथ मंदिर चारिदिग इष्टार प्राचीर बेष्टित 2-3 एकर परिमित भूमि मंदिर पीठ रथ से परिक्रमा करी राजाराणी गेट सम्मुख को नहीं आसे से पुनराय यही रूप भाव शोभायात्रा करी संगे संगे राजोचित धीर पदक्षेप वाद्यर ताले ताले प्रासाद को प्रत्यावर्तन करती रखा जयगुरु श्रीजा इफ यू आर देयर प्लीज सिंग द सॉन्ग जयगुरु
ठीक है तुम्हें ममता तुम्हें पिता तुम्हें बंधु सखा तुम्हें ममता तुम्हें पिता तुम्हें बंधु सखा तुम्हें विद्या तुम्हें बुद्धि तुम्हें विद्या तुम्हें बुद्धि तुम्हें प्रज्ञा सिखा तुम्हें बंधु सखा तुम्हें माता तुम्हें पिता तुम्हें बंधु सखा मुझो सखा लोरा तुम्हें आशीषा संजनाने में तुम्हें विश्वास मुझो सखा लोरा तुम्हें आशीषा संजनाने में तुम्हें विश्वास संपद तुम्हें विपद तुम्हें तुम्हें मन रखा संपद तुम्हें विपद तुम्हें तुम्हें मन रखा तुम्हें ममता तुम्हें पिता तुम्हें बंधु सखा हमारा पछाड़े आधा पड़े काले तुम पछा छाड़े पछाड़े काले हमारा पछाड़े आधा पड़े काले तुम पछा छाड़े पछाड़े काले आजा बोला सा करी दे चमकते देखा आदरबला शासन करी रे चमकते देखा तुम्हें ममता तुम्हें पिता तुम्हें बंधु सखा आकाश करे मधुर बाणी रे हृदय भरी आकाश करे मधुर बाणी रे हृदय भरी तुम्हारी कथा जीवन मोरा स्नेह ससन शिक्षा तुम्हारी कथा जीवन मोरा स्नेह ससन शिक्षा तुम्हें ममता तुम्हें पिता तुम्हें बंधु सखा मनी पिता कुरा कसाती तुम्हारा तुमा पछड़ा मनी जरा मनी पिता कुरा कसाती तुम्हारा तुमा पछड़ा मनी जरा सेवा करीबी से भी करेबी से ममा दीक्षा सेवा करीबी से भी करेबी से ममा दीक्षा तुम्हें ममता तुम्हें पिता तुम्हें बंधु सखा तुम्हें विद्या तुम्हें बुद्धि तुम्हें विद्या तुम्हें बुद्धि तुम्हें कार्य सिखा तुम्हें बंधु सखा तुम्हें ममता तुम्हें पिता तुम्हें बंधु सखा तुम्हें ममता तुम्हें पिता तुम्हें बंधु सखा। Jayaguru. Jayaguru young aspirants, this is Shriyama and I will be conducting our YA session today. I hope everyone is doing well and looking forward to it. I will start first by taking attendance and then I'll have Shrija share the meaning of the song she just sang. But while we're taking attendance, please go ahead and have today's story ready in front of you for our discussion. I will ask one of you to read for us. So with that, let's start attendance. Aditi?
Jayaguru.
Jayaguru. Adyasa? Aishi?
Jayaguru.
Jayaguru. Anhik? Agyama. Agyama, Jayaguru. Aishi, Jayaguru. Anhik? Ansh?
Jayaguru.
Jayaguru. Anshu? Arnav?
Jayaguru, he's coming.
Jayaguru. Aryan? Ashrita?
Jayaguru.
Jayaguru. Jamu?
Jayaguru.
Jayaguru. Divyam? Timmy?
Jayaguru.
Oh, Divyam Jayaguru. Timmy?
Jayaguru.
Jayaguru. Jagrat?
Jayaguru.
Jayaguru. Naitik?
Jayaguru ma.
Jayaguru. Nivati?
Jayaguru ma.
Jayaguru. Pratyusha?
Jayaguru ma.
Jayaguru. Pratyush?
Jayaguru ma.
Jayaguru. Sanvi?
Jayaguru Ma.
Jayaguru. Saraswat.
Jayaguru.
Jayaguru. Sarthak. Bobby. Chilpi. Shreyasi.
Jayaguru Ma.
Jayaguru. Jimmy.
Jayaguru.
Jayaguru. Simran.
Jayaguru Ma.
Jayaguru. Shrija.
Jayaguru Ma.
Jayaguru. Suhani. Yukta.
Jayaguru Ma.
Jayaguru. Is there anyone I missed?
Jayaguru, this is Jeet.
Jayaguru Jeet. Okay. That concludes our attendance. With that, Shrija, please share the meaning of the song you sang.
Thank you. Pastor, you are my everything, my father, mother, friend, and my light of wisdom. In all the situations of life, you are my guardian path of light. Even when I have followed the wrong path, you have always stood near me and showed me the right path of life. Your love is everything for me in my life. Tucker, I pray before you to give me the strength to have unconditional faith on you and walk in the path you have showed us. I pray before you to bless me to do your service throughout my life. Take care.
Jayaguru Shrija, thank you for sharing. That was a really, really nice description of exactly what we are praying to Thakura through this song. So I think I really like the line where you said we are praying to him that he is our guardian path of light. And so I think that that's a really good segue into the topic that we will be discussing for today, and that we'll learn a little bit about his instructions for us and the path that he's showing us, and how we're wanting to have that faith that if we continue to follow and do those things, we will reach exactly the goals that we have for ourselves. So today for our discussion, like I said, we'll be taking some time to talk about some of the directives that Thakura has given us and how many of those practices that we can and should practice throughout spirituality are even things that can help us in things outside of that as well. So for instance, school, other activities, college, at home, and at work. It's important that we find ways to take Thakura's teachings and constantly apply them in our daily lives. Because they are not just meant to serve us in our spiritual journeys, but also meant to help us in our lives as ideal householders in the society. So when we talk about things like performing sadhana or meditating, we must remember that it is not supposed to just be used for spiritual reasons. In fact, there is something within each of those practices that can really, really help us reach our other goals too. So with that, let's read about some of Thakura's directives in an excerpt from Chapter 10 of Kids Nigamananda. I'm curious, Pratyusha, if you have the reading in front of you, are you able to read for us today?
Jayaguru Ma? Yes, I can read it.
Okay, perfect. Please go ahead when you're ready.
Jayaguru. Excerpt from Kids Nigamananda, Chapter 10. Swami Nigamananda had chosen to live privately in the Nilachal Puri, detached from the day-to-day affairs of his matas and ashrams. However, he could not keep himself unnoticed for long, just as the sun cannot hide behind the clouds forever. Slowly, a number of truth seekers, including some high schoolers, discovered him and became his devotees. They visited Swami Nigamananda at the Nilachal Kutir almost on a daily basis. On the 24th of August 1934, upon receiving divine urge, Swami Nigamananda founded the Association for his devotees and disciples of Orissa and named it Nilachal Saraswata Sangha. It was the auspicious day of Chilana Purnima, the full moon day of the month of Shravan, his birthday. Some of the above-mentioned devotees gathered in the Nilachal Kutir to celebrate his birth that they intended their homage by worshipping and offering him prayers. Since they didn't know the process and sequence of the prayers, and a lot of mistakes were made. Observing the mistakes, Swami Nigananda told them, I want to tell you a few things. I want to tell you a few things. After leaving the mata and ashrams, I have been resting here in solitude for the last 10 years. Then you all came and gradually your number increased. Observing this, today I have a divine inspiration. Take this as my directive. All of you must try to lead a disciplined and idealistic life. Shun childishness, and if you want to take shelter in me, try to live by my ideals wholeheartedly. He further advised his devotees that day, if anyone wants to deliver a lecture or act in a play, he first needs to rehearse. You need to perform the rehearsals to keep the Vigraha, an image or photo of your Guru in your house. Worship the Vigraha according to local traditions, offer prayers, and try to comprehend the meanings of those prayers. All of you must gather at a place on a specific day in the week to offer arati, a form of worship, and offer prayer, and read the Arya Darpan, the spiritual magazine found by Swami Nigananda. Before the Vigraha of Sri Gurudev, there you should discuss my teachings. At the end of the discussions, the devotee who wants to host the next session should invite everyone to his house. It may be difficult to host a weekly session in everyone's house till every one of you becomes financially independent. In that case, one of you who has the facility can host the session. Set up a fund for the service of the poor and destitute. Each of you must make some contributions, knowing well that poor and destitute are God's incarnate. Such action will purify your mind. Meditation, chanting, and prayers are not the only ways to purify your mind. Service to living beings can also achieve the same result. It may be convenient to conduct the spiritual sessions on Sundays. At the time, you must carry out spiritual discussions only. There are different organizations for different purposes. Some organizations aim at political gain, and some for social renovation. Your organizational goal is to attain spiritual advancement. In this manner, you also have to establish the power of unity. Furthermore, you attend spiritual sessions of nearby sanghas and also attend Sammilanis in order to gain inspiration for this union. My second directive is that you lead an ideal household life. My household devotees are spiritually more developed than others. When you lead a spiritual life, your children will also follow you and become of noble character. The great saints like Vyasa, Vasistha, Jaimini, and Patanjali will be born in your family. Hence, you should lead a household life. My third directive is that you share your spiritual experiences with each other. No devotee should keep anything secret from others. Always live a simple and truthful life. From the directives above, it's clear that Swami Nigananda formed this organization with divine inspiration. He also organized Saraswata Sangha differently than that of other mata and ashrams. He registered a trust deed in 1930 for smooth functioning of the mata and ashrams. However, he did not include Saraswata Sangha as part of the Saraswata Mata. Upon foundation of this Sangha, he became its founding president, which he had not done in any other organization he had established. As evidenced in the 7th issue of the 18th year of Arya Darpan, Sri Banamali Das, upon directive of his founder president of Nirajala Saraswata Sangha, Sri Thakura, asked all of the devotees in the state of Orissa to send their names and address to him for the purpose of uniting them under the banners of Nirajala Saraswata Sangha. The members of Nirajala Saraswata Sangha follow those follow the 3 directives of Swami Vivekananda. In the process, they accept Swami Vivekananda as their only Guru and Iksa. In doing so, the members accept their Guru as well as the means as well as the end of God realization. Contrary to the prevailing belief of Guru being the means to end of all God realization. This is a concept that Swami Vivekananda introduced at a later part of his physical presence. Jayaguru.
Jayaguru Pratyusha, thank you for reading. This passage has a lot that we can learn from. It has a lot that we should be continuing to practice. And so I'm curious for us to discuss and learn from one another what we learned from this passage. So I'll start by first asking, let's see, Sanji, can you remind us, what did Thakura suggest we should do before we deliver a lecture or act in a play?
Jayaguru, he suggests that we need to rehearse and keep an image of a guru in our house and worship the guru according to our traditions. Jayaguru?
Yes, Sanji, exactly. He said we should rehearse. He basically said we should practice before we present, and keeping the vigraha and doing so helps us, have that. It makes us stay focused, basically. Makes us take it a little bit more seriously, even when we're rehearsing. Absolutely. So, why do you think he said that we should rehearse? Trija, why do you think he said that we should rehearse?
Okay, Sima, if they need to rehearse, they need to deliver a lecture or act in a play, so then they need to rehearse. And in order to do the rehearsal, they need to keep the vigra of the guru. Jayaguru?
Jayaguru Shrija. Yeah, exactly. And I may have not asked the question as clear as I wanted to, but basically he said we should rehearse because practicing beforehand ensures that we can minimize any mistakes and put our best effort in whatever we are presenting because we actually took the time to appropriately prepare. So he's basically saying, when you do something, don't just do it. Make sure that you take some time beforehand to practice before you do it. Okay? So Simran, what are some other things that we do in our day-to-day lives that we should also rehearse for? Simran? Yeah, go ahead.
We should sing every day and dance to Thakura, so we can practice.
Jayaguru, yeah, exactly. If you're singing to Thakura, you can practice for that. And even outside of what we do in terms of our spirituality, there are other things we do like giving speeches or presentations at school. We might be performing in a play or musical, or we might have a big game. All of those things are to practice and rehearse for so that we give our best. And in relation to that, Arnav, how do you feel when you present something that you were properly prepared for?
Jayaguru, I feel really calm because I know that I'm going to do everything right because I've gone over everything and I don't feel nervous at all. Jayaguru,
yeah, that's great. Exactly. We feel much more confident and less nervous when we're prepared for something because it makes us feel a lot more comfortable with what we will say or perform. And this oftentimes makes the presentation go much more smoothly than if we hadn't prepared for it. Cool. So that's one idea that's discussed in the reading. Moving on to another. Aditi, what does Thakura say we should do when we offer our prayers? Should we just recite what we remember, or should we try and understand the meaning?
Jayaguru, Thakura says that when you offer prayers, you should put all of your mind into it, and you should make sure that you're fully present in it and you're not thinking about anything else. Jayaguru.
Yes, absolutely. He says we should really understand the meaning of what we are reciting to the best of our ability so that we're not absent-minded while we're praying. Exactly. And Why do you think it's important to understand the meaning?
Jayaguru, because I don't know.
That's okay. Let's talk about it. So when we're talking about making sure that we're not absent-minded when we're praying, it's important to understand the meaning because on the flip side of that, we want to pray with intention and devotion. And that helps us feel much more connected to Takura when we pray to him. And the more connected we feel, the more we'll want to come back to pray again and not miss a chance to express our faith. So we really want to have clear intention and not just do something or offer our prayers just for the sake of it. So on the flip side of that, Yukta, what happens when we recite prayers without understanding their meaning?
Jayaguru, when we chant or sing words that we don't understand, typically you won't be able to be as focused as you are if you did understand, and therefore you won't be able to dedicate yourself to Takura as much as you can. Jayaguru.
Jayaguru, yes, exactly. I could not have said it better. When we recite prayers without understanding their meaning, we might lose our focus and forget our intention while praying, and this makes us less likely to connect to Takura while praying. Shreyasi, where else might it be important to understand the meaning for what we learn and why we do something?
Thank you. Overall, it's really important to understand the meaning of why we do something to make sure that we're doing it with the right intent, and that because what really matters is like the thought that you put behind it more than what you're actually doing. So when we fully understand what we're saying and why we're doing things, we can do it with like full devotion and heart.
Jayaguru, yes, exactly. And I think what you're getting at too is when we think about where else this might be important, even outside of our spiritual journey, it's important in places like school, for instance. When we're studying different subjects, it's really important for us to understand the reason for the different methods that we're learning so that when we come across harder questions, for instance, we know how to problem solve. The same can be said for anything, whether it's learning a new technique in a sport or while playing an instrument. Understanding why we do something really helps understand its importance in different situations. Okay, and then another thing that Takura said is that his devotees should gather periodically and offer their prayers. Ansh, why do you think he suggested we gather and pray together?
Jayaguru, I think that first of all, it can kind of amplify the strength of our prayer, and that we can also learn from each other. People who have different backgrounds and might interpret Takura's teachings in different ways. When we're discussing Takura's teachings, we can learn from each other and kind of see what Takura might want for each of us individually. Jayaguru.
Jayaguru, yeah, I really like the language you used in describing that. You used amplify, which is such a great word. Yeah, when we get together, the energy that we have when we pray, 100% passes between one of us to another, makes us feel even more connected. And then the other thing you said too is exactly right. We all have different interpretations of Takura's teachings. We also have different ways of incorporating it into our lives. So when we pray together, we learn from those. And maybe if we're struggling on something, but we talk about it with others who are also practicing the same thing, it helps us figure out if there's a different way within which we can incorporate a teaching, or any kind of like that might be able to more progress than if we were just embarking on this journey by ourselves. And in the spirit of our discussion, we're trying to figure out other ways in which doing something together is more helpful than doing it alone. And so some examples of that might be in school or college. We learn as part of a class, and sometimes in class we also do group projects and group activities that help us learn from others. And then at work, we're generally a part of a team that works together to achieve a task or goal. And it's helpful to be in a group because not everyone has the same skills. So forming a group allows people to contribute in different ways and overcome challenges together. And then also, each of us is a part of a family. We start each day together and we come home to the same family every day, and we grow through life together. In doing so, we learn so many things together that then may help us again create additional families in the future. So life is not meant to be done alone, and we see that both at home and outside of our home. Okay, and then Thakura also said that we should gather on a specific day of the week to pray. What day of the week do we have our Sangha Puja and YA session? Ashrita, what day of the week do we have our Puja and YA session? Ashrita? Or how about Pratyush? What day of the week do we spend time together to do this?
Jagger, we spend time on Sundays.
Yeah, exactly, Sundays. And Pratyush, why do you think it's important to designate a specific day of the week to pray together?
Yes.
Oh, yes, go ahead.
So what?
Say that again. I didn't hear.
You're calling me, right?
Oh, yes, actually, I was calling you because I was wondering if you could tell us what day of the week we have our YA session. You know?
Sunday.
Sunday, yeah, exactly. We have it on Sunday. Okay. And then, Pratyush, can you help us understand why we always have it on that specific day?
Jagger, because when we have a fixed day or a time to do it, you have like when you know like you have a designated time, you won't plan other things or you try not to accidentally plan things so that you always have the time and know you can come and join and contribute. Jagger?
Jayaguru, yes, exactly. We have a specific day on which we pray together so that it becomes a part of our routine. And like Pratyush said, we know that Sunday mornings we spend time with each other and with Thakura to advance in our spiritual journeys. And since we've been doing this for so long, it's almost like a habit, something we don't forget. And so similarly, there are other activities that we participate in that we do on specific days of the week. So we might have school clubs or activities or other practices or music lessons that happen on a specific day of the week. And sometimes certain school classes happen on specific days. Also at work, there might also be team meetings that happen on certain days. So all of that is to create a routine. Okay. And then towards the end of the passage, Thakura also talks about the importance of helping the poor. Pratyusha, why is it important for us to help others in our society?
Jayaguru, I think it said in the passage that it was because even the poor and destitute are like God incarnate, which means that even they have God in them. So we should all view everyone with respect and kindness, and we can like help them. And I think this way for the poor, we can help them by giving them money and stuff. So yeah, Jayaguru.
Jayaguru, Pratyusha, yes, absolutely. It's important to help others because exactly like you said, everyone's purpose on this earth is to serve. We're all God incarnate, and so we must always remember that because if we believe that we have faith in God and love Him, that should be displayed by serving those around us because Thakura resides in everyone. And then Aishi, outside of the Sangha, where else are we encouraged to serve or contribute money to charitable causes?
Jayaguru, there are volunteer organizations everywhere, and not only that, but like the tiny things that you do every day, like lend a pencil to a friend at school if they don't have one, those can make like a change. Jayaguru?
Jayaguru, yes, exactly. You said everywhere, and that's so true. Everywhere we have the opportunity to serve others, and everywhere it's also encouraged to serve, not just within our Sangha, but for instance, like school, you might have supply drives or fundraisers. At work, similar things are held too, so that it's always encouraged for us to contribute to the rest of society. Absolutely. Okay, and then one other really important thing that's discussed is when we congregate within our Sangha, the exclusive purpose of it is for spiritual advancement. And so, Shrija, why do you think we are told not to engage in other topics within our Sangha?
Grandma, can you repeat the question?
Yeah, absolutely. Thakura says that the exclusive purpose of our Sangha is for spiritual advancement. And so I'm curious if you could help us understand why we shouldn't be talking about other things within the Sangha.
Because our Sangha is a spiritual Sangha, and Thakura's is like in the spiritual guru, Jayaguru, yes, exactly. Spiritual development is the reason why we have come to Thakura, and if we veer off into unrelated discussions, we lose focus. So talking about other things, often creates unnecessary distractions. It's not helpful in our advancement. And so, similarly, again, we're connecting everything back to how we lead our lives even outside of the Sangha, and focus is very important for anything we do in our lives. When we're doing something, our total focus should be on that one thing. So, for instance, when you go to your, soccer practice, you're encouraged to do just that and nothing else. You're not doing homework at the practice, you're only focusing on practicing the game. Similarly, when you go to your music lessons, you're focused on just that one thing. You're not doing anything else because that's the purpose for which you're there. So lastly, I know we're at the end of our time, but wanted to end off with Thakura has urged us to live the life of ideal householders. Shreyasi, what do you think this means?
Jayaguru, I think it means to follow your worldly duties and what is expected of you within the material life, but to do it with Thakura in mind, because this stuff, although you shouldn't be attached to it, is still very important to leading a successful life and going forward in your spiritual journey.
Jayaguru, yes, exactly. This means to have really strong character, not only when we are engaging within the Sangha, but just in our lives in general. We're supposed to be genuinely good people with integrity and simplicity, and that leads, that means we should lead with gratitude and don't think of ourselves too selfishly. And that'll always help us everywhere, because the more good that we do, the more good that comes back to us. And so we should always look to be treating others how we would want to be treated, and just live our lives with simple integrity. So with that, I hope our discussion today served as a reminder that everything we learn from Thakura and within our YA sessions is meant to help us even beyond our spiritual journeys. The more we can practice some of these qualities wholeheartedly, the more we can succeed in all areas of our life. So, for example, if we're struggling to feel a sense of purpose, we should think back to Thakura's directives and spend some time serving others, because serving others is everyone's purpose, and through that we will find ourselves. Or if we've set a goal for ourselves that we're unable to make time for, we can again think back to what Thakura has told us and try setting aside some time on a specific day of the week to work towards that goal. And if we're nervous for a presentation, we should rehearse for it, just like Thakura has suggested. So spirituality and our general livelihoods are much, much more connected than we might think. So that concludes our discussion for today. I beg for forgiveness for any mistakes I might have made. Aishi has Bari and Papabini Mayaseba, so Aishi, please go ahead when you're ready. Jayaguru.
Jayaguru. Today is my Pali Seva. I am so grateful for this opportunity to share and reflect about myself. I join Puja at my house every morning and night. We read Tara's books and sing devotional prayers. I also join YA every Sunday. Lately, I have been learning about how Thakura is always with us and we need to have faith and trust in him. Also, we have learned about simple sadhana and how if you even just follow one or two of Thakura's principles and follow those with your whole heart, you'll notice a change in your spiritual connections with Thakura. I am working on being honest, humble, kind, and respectful to others. We have also been reading the Bhagavad Gita, which teaches you about how to perform your duty and responsibilities. I am super excited and nervous for 7th grade to start. I know it will be a big difference from 6th grade. New school, new students, new teachers, and a new time for school to start. I will power through and chant Jayaguru whenever I am stressed, scared, or whenever I can. I will work on becoming a person and connecting closer to Thakura. I will also work on not pushing things to the last minute and making goals. I am so thankful for everything I have been learning, everything I have, and everyone around me that helps me be a better person. I am fortunate to be in Thakura's family. I pray to be able to serve him and do his seva. Jayaguru.
जयगुरु प्राणर ठाकुर सब भाई माँ मैंने पिला मैंने समस्त मोर जयगुरु प्रणाम। आज मोर शिव पूजा पाली अच्छी ठाकुर को मु काली जो बस भावुली कि ठाकुर आज भाव विनिमय कौन कहबी भाविली कि मोर कौन एमती एक्सपीरियंस ठाकुर सहित जोटा मुझे शेयर करी तापर मन आसला कि ठाकुर सहित तो एवरीडे गोटे एक्सपीरियंस ठाकुर एवरी स्टेप रे जदि रास्ता न देखी था बोधे गोटे भी स्टेप चली पार न जो 2021 रे 2 वर्ष पर सम्मेलन गली से केते वेट करथिली कि केबे कोविड ता टिके ये हेले हमें आश्रम जीवो आउथरे तापरे पुणी हमें 15-20 डेज भीतर आउथरे जन्मोत्सव पई गली तापरे नवेम्बर रे ज्ञान भाई घरे गृहसन पूजा थी प्रथमाष्टमी पूजा थी आश्रम आम गलु से लगिला कि मुझे जो मिस करी ठाकुर को एते कंटिन्यूअसली 2-3 थर जाइकी 2-3 मंथ भीतर मत गोटे फीलिंग आसला कि केबे मु ठाकुर पाखु केते फ्रिक्वेंटली जाई पारछि मते लागुनी कि मु ठाकुर पाखरे एते दूर रे अछि तापरे आउ तापरे मु 2 इयर्स जा जाई पारलिनी तो मत आसला कि मोर जो से फिलिंग पलैला कि ठाकुर से लंग करूनी आश्रम जावाक से ये करूनी ठाकुर ही मोर जीवा बंद करदे तापर ये वर्ष ठाकुर कृपार आम सम्मेलन जापरू से भी लास्ट मोमेंट तो टिकेट टा कैंसल कलु फास्ट एते मत दुख लगे मुझे ठाकुर मुझे इच्छा करी जावाक तुम ये कल किंतु पुणी ठाकुर कृपा गोटे दिन पर आउे टिकेट करिकी एटलिस्ट 2 दिन जाइए ठाकुर पाख आसपारू मुझे सेवा कर पारनी ठाकुर कथा भी किसी बस शुणी पारनी किंतु मत स्टिल भी लगे कि मुझे 2 दिन जो जाइए आसली से माने जो 2 वर्षर वेट टा मोर पलैला केमतिया मत आसिक जो आम मैंने समस्त देह खराब है मु मन मन भाविली मुझे ठाकुर एवं लास्ट वीक छुट्टी नहीं एवं ये वीक पुणी छुट्टी नेली कहीं भाई देह खराब और पुअर देह खराब मु तो जापरि मोर देह खराब थी भी ऑफिस मत आसला मन कि ठाकुर मुझे तुम पाक जाइए तुम पुणी कहीं मत हैरान कर हठात एमती भाविकी जो आखि बंद करके निद आसी जाते मनरे आसी कि ठाकुर पाक जाइली देह खराब है से भल है आउ कौन होता आउ कड़े जाकि घरे रही देह खराब होता से अलग कथा किंतु ठाकुर पाखे जाकि आसले से सब जिते कष्ट पाइबार था सब अल्पर ठाकुर केमती कम कर दियंती ठाकुर पाखे मन तो सब रखी पारनी एते मनटा चंचल जदि ठाकुर एते विश्वास रही केबे भी मन एते अस्थिर हेनी मनटा स्थिर रही ठाकुर पाखे सब प्रार्थना कर ठाकुर केमती तुम से मत शक्ति दियो मो मनटा तुम पाखे रहू आउ सब तुम सेवा कर मनटा रहू आउ कौन इच्छा जीवन रे जमती न रहू ठीक है कि मुझे मोर भाव विनिमय रखी
ଜୟଗୁରୁ ପ୍ରବନ୍ଧ ଠାକୁର ମହାରାଜ ଆଉ ସମସ୍ତ ଭକ୍ତ ଭାଇ ମାନେ ପିଲାମାନେ ଯୋଉଟା ଅଚାନକ ମଧ୍ୟ ପାଳିବାର ସୁଯୋଗ ମିଳିଲା, କାରଣ ଆମର ଯୋଉଟା ସ୍କେଡ୍ୟୁଲ ହେଇଥିଲା ସେଇଟା ସ୍କେଡ୍ୟୁଲ ହେଇଗଲା। ତେଣୁ ଆମେ କେତେ ଜଣ ଅଛୁ ଯେମିତି କି ଯୋଉଠି ବେଳା ମିଳିଲେ ଯାଇକିରି ପାଳିଟା ନଉଛୁ। ଏଥରକ ଏଇ ବର୍ଷ ଗଲା ବର୍ଷ ଏ ବର୍ଷ ଭିତରେ ବହୁତ ମୋର ଟିକେ ଚେଞ୍ଜ ହେଇଛି। ମୁଁ ବହୁତ ଦିନ ପରେ ଏଇଆ ଗଲି, ବାହାର ଲାଗିଲା 2 ଥର 3 ଥର ବି ଗଲି। ତେବେ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କ ଦୟାରୁ ପୁଣି ଥରେ ପ୍ରାଦେଶିକ ସମ୍ମିଳନୀରେ ଭାଗ ନେଲି ବହୁତ ବର୍ଷ ପରେ, ବୋଧେ 20 ବର୍ଷରୁ ଲାଷ୍ଟ କେବେ କରିଥିଲି, ଥାର୍ଡ ଇୟର ପଢିଲା ବେଳେ 97ରେ। ତାପରେ ମତେ ବହୁତ କଣ୍ଡିସନ ଆସିଲା। ଏଥରକ ପ୍ରାଦେଶିକ ସମ୍ମିଳନୀରେ ଅନୁଭୂତି ଲାଭ ଯୋଗ ଦେବାର ଅନୁଭୂତି ଲାଭ କଲି ଠାକୁରଙ୍କ କୃପାରୁ। ଆଉ ତାପରେ ସବୁଠୁ ବଡ କଥା ହେଲା, ମୋର ଗୋଟେ ଭାରି ଇଚ୍ଛା ଥିଲା ଯାଇକିରି ଆସାମରେ ଟିକେ ଆଉ ସେ ସବୁ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କ ଜାଗା ସବୁ ଦେଖିବାକୁ। ଆଉ ସେପଟକୁ ବି ଯାଇପାରିଲି। ସବୁ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କର ବ୍ୟବସ୍ଥା ଏମିତି ସୁନ୍ଦର ବ୍ୟବସ୍ଥା ହେଲା। ସେ ଯେ ମହାରାଜ ଆସିଥିଲେ ପୁନାକୁ, ସେଠିକି ସାଧାରଣ ସଭା ଅତିଥି ହେଇକିରି ସିଏ ତାଙ୍କରି ତା ପରଦିନ ମୁଁ ଭୁବନେଶ୍ୱର ଆସିକି ପୁଣି ଥରେ ଯାଉଛି, ତାଙ୍କ ସାଙ୍ଗରେ ଭେଟ ହଉଛି। ବାଟରେ ସେ ଆମକୁ ସବୁ ନେଇଗଲେ, ସବୁ ତାଙ୍କ ମଠକୁ ନେଇଗଲେ। ମଠରେ ଗୋଟେ ମାନେ ଅଲଗା ଅନୁଭୂତି ହେଲା। ଠାକୁର ସେ ଜାଗାଟା ପୁରା ଏତେ ରିମୋଟ ଜାଗା, ଆଉ ଜାଗାଟା ମାନେ ସ୍ପିରିଚୁଆଲ ଡେଭଲପମେଣ୍ଟ ପାଇଁ ହିଁ କରିଛନ୍ତି। ସେଠି ଗଲେ ପୁରା ମନଟା ସ୍ଥିର ହେଇଯିବ। ଆପଣମାନେ ଯିଏ ଯିବେ ନିଶ୍ଚୟ ଅନୁରୋଧ କରି ସମୁଦ୍ର ମଝିରେ ମଝିରେ ଯାଇ ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ସେ ଜାଗାଟା। ଏତେ ବହୁତ ଡେଭଲପ ଜାଗା ନୁହଁ, କିନ୍ତୁ ସେ ଜାଗାଟା ସ୍ପିରିଚୁଆଲ ଡେଭଲପମେଣ୍ଟ ପାଇଁ ହେଇଛି। ତେଣୁ ସେଠି ଏତେ ଆଧୁନିକତା ମିଳିବନି, ବହୁତ ବେସିକ ଜିନିଷ ମିଳିବ। କିନ୍ତୁ ସେଠି ଗୋଟେ ଅଲଗା ଟାଇପର ଏନର୍ଜି ଅଛି। ମୁଁ ଗୋଟେ ଦିନ ସେଠି ରହିଛି, ଗୋଟେ ରାତି ରହିଥିଲି। ଆଉ ତା ପରଦିନ ଆହୁରି ଗୋଟେ ଭଲ, ମତେ ଟିକେ କୋଦାଳ ଧରା ଯାଉଥିଲା, କାରଣ ମୋର ସେଟା ବି ଦେଖିବାର ଇଚ୍ଛା ଥିଲା। ଯୋଉ ଜାଗାଟା କୋଦାଳ ଧରା ଯୋଉ ଯୋଗାଶ୍ରମ ଠାକୁର ଥିଲା, ସେଠି ଗୋଟେ ଆଶ୍ରମ କରାହେଇଛି ମଠ ତରଫରୁ। ସେ କୋଦାଳ ଧରା ଜାଗାଟା ସେଟା ଏଠି ଅଛି ଆଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ, ତା ପାଖରେ ଯୋଉ ଆଦିବାସୀ ମାନେ, ସେ ଯୋଉ ହାଜମ ମାନେ ସେମାନେ ରଖିଛନ୍ତି, ତାଙ୍କ ଜାଗା ଠାକୁରଙ୍କୁ ସେମାନେ ଦେଇଥିଲେ। ତେଣୁ ସେ ଜାଗାଟାକୁ ସେମାନେ ରକ୍ଷଣାବେକ୍ଷଣ କରୁଛନ୍ତି। ଟିକେ ଶ୍ରୀହୀନ ଅବସ୍ଥାରେ ଅଛି, ଏତେ ରକ୍ଷଣାବେକ୍ଷଣ ହେଇନି। କିନ୍ତୁ ସେଠି ଯାଇପାରିଲି। ସେଟା ଗୋଟେ ବହୁତ ଦିନ, ସେଟା ଆହୁରି ରିମୋଟ, ମାନେ କୁକୁଡ଼ାମୁଖ ତ ରିମୋଟ, କୋଦାଳ ଧୋଇବା ଆହୁରି ରିମୋଟ। ଠାକୁରଙ୍କର 100 ବର୍ଷ ତଳେ କି 150 ବର୍ଷ, 120 ବର୍ଷ ତଳେ ସେ କେତେ ରିମୋଟ ହେଇଥିବ, ମାନେ ଜଙ୍ଗଲ ଫଙ୍ଗଲ ଭିତରେ। ସେଠି ଗଲେ ମନଟା ଯେମିତି ସ୍ଥିର ହେଇଗଲା। ଠାକୁର ସେଠି 3 ବର୍ଷ ରହିଥିଲେ ପାଖାପାଖି। ଆଉ ସେଠି ଯୋଗୀଗୁରୁ ବହିଟା ଲେଖିଥିଲେ, ଆଉ ତାଙ୍କ ସାଧନ ଭୋଜନ କରିଛନ୍ତି। ମାନେ ସବୁ ଏଇସବୁ ଜିନିଷ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କ କୃପାରୁ ଯାହା ହଉ ଗୋଟେ ଜୀବନରେ ଅନୁଭୂତି ଲାଭ ହେଲା। ଆଉ ତା ବାଦେ ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ କଥା ଯେ ଠାକୁର ନିଜେ ବି କହିଛନ୍ତି, ମାନେ ଗୁରୁଙ୍କର ଚିନ୍ତାଟା ବହୁତ, ମାନେ ସବୁ କିଛି ଜୀବନରେ ଆମେ କରୁଛେ, ତାଙ୍କର ଚିନ୍ତାଟା ଯେମିତି ମନରେ ସବୁବେଳେ ରହିବ। ତାଙ୍କର ଚିନ୍ତା ରହିଲେ, ତାଙ୍କ ସାଙ୍ଗରେ କନେକ୍ଟେଡ ରହିଲେ ମନ ଅଟୋମେଟିକ ସ୍ଥିର ରହିବ। ଆଉ ସେ ନିଜେ ବି ସେଟା ମାନେ ତାଙ୍କ ଜୀବନରେ ଦେଖେଇଛନ୍ତି ବହୁତ। ମାନେ ସବୁଦିନ ସେ ନିଜ ଗାଧେଇଲା ବେଳେ ଗାଆନ୍ତି ସେ ଗୀତଟା, ଜପ ଯିବ। ସେ ମାନେ ସେଠୁ ଶିଖିଥିଲେ, ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆଶ୍ରମରେ ଥିଲେ, ଗୁରୁମୁଖୀ ନାଦା, ଗୁରୁମୁଖୀ ବେଦା। ମାନେ ଆହୁରି ଅନେକ ସମୟରେ ବି ମାନେ ତାଙ୍କର ଜପ କରନ୍ତି, ମାନେ ସବୁବେଳେ। ସେତେବେଳେ ସେ କହିଛନ୍ତି ଗୁରୁଙ୍କର ମାନେ ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ନାମ ଯୋଉ ଅପେକ୍ଷା ବା ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ଜିନିଷ ଅପେକ୍ଷା ଲକ୍ଷ୍ୟଟା ହଉଛି ସେଇଟା, ଗୁରୁଙ୍କ ସହିତ ବା ଇଷ୍ଟଙ୍କ ସହିତ କେମିତି କନେକ୍ଟେଡ ହେଇ ରହିବ। ସେଇ ଜିନିଷଟା ମୁଁ ଧୀରେ ଧୀରେ ଅନୁଭବ କରୁଛି। ଆଉ ସମୟ ହେଇଗଲାଣି, ମୁଁ ଏଇଠି ରଖୁଛି। ଜୟଗୁରୁ।
ସୁବ୍ରତ ଭାଇ, ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ମଧ୍ୟାହ୍ନ ଭୋଗ ପାଇଁ ଇଭିନିଂ ପୂଜା ପାଇଁ ନିମନ୍ତ୍ରଣ କରିବେ।
ଜୟଗୁରୁ। ଠାକୁର ମହାରାଜ ଆଉ ଆମର ସଂଘ ପୂଜା, ଆଜିର ସଂଘ ପୂଜା ଏଇଠି ସମାପ୍ତ ହେବାକୁ ଯାଉଛି। ଆପଣ ଏହାପରେ ଆପଣଙ୍କର ବିଶ୍ରାମ ଘରେ ଭିଜିଟ୍ କରିବେ ଏବଂ ମଧ୍ୟାହ୍ନ ଭୋଗ ଅର୍ପଣ କରାଯିବ। ସେଥିପାଇଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ମଧ୍ୟାହ୍ନ ଭୋଗ ଗ୍ରହଣ କରିବା ପାଇଁ ନିମନ୍ତ୍ରଣ ଅଛି। ମଧ୍ୟାହ୍ନ ଭୋଗ ଗ୍ରହଣ ପରେ ସମସ୍ତ ଭକ୍ତ ଭାଇ, ମା ମାନେ, ପିଲାମାନେ ଯୋଉଠି ଉପସ୍ଥିତ ଆଶ୍ରମରେ, ସେମାନଙ୍କୁ ପ୍ରସାଦ ସେବନ କରିବାକୁ ନିମନ୍ତ୍ରଣ କରୁଛି। आज संध्या बेले आपनकर नित्य पूजा अनुष्ठान हो संध्या 6:30 समय प्राय से समय को आपन को नित्य पूजा निमंत्रण जय
Jayaguru, Skarna Thakur, Bhakti advice now also young announcements on it. Our next Y session Paliachi, Masita by Sumastanku in the Montana Kochi. Jayaguru.
जयगुरु प्राणप्रिय श्री ठाकुर महाराज और समस्त भक्त भाई माँ पिला मने आमर आह्निक मोर सुश्री माँ आसंता रविवार दिन पाड़ी सेवा संघ पाड़ी सेवा अच्छी प्रथम समस्त श्री ठाकुर महाराज भक्त भाई मान निमंत्रण करें पूजा जोगदे पूजा को साफल्य मंदिर करते आम समस्त सेवार सुजोग प्रदान कर जयगुरु
जयगुरु आज आईसी मोर आ सुभाष भाई सेवा पूजा पाड़ी से आमर सेवार थिबा भाई माँ मानकर जहाँ किसी भूल त्रुटि हो जाए श्री श्री ठाकुर पाखे आ सब भाई माँ मान पाखे क्षमा प्रार्थना कर
जयगुरु दया माया श्री चाराणी एही निवेदना दया माया श्री चाराणी एही निरंतर करिबे स्मरण निरंतर छड़ा रहिबा इतार कामना इहा छड़ा रहिबा इतार कामना एही मात्र भिक्षा एतिकी प्रार्थना एही मात्र भिक्षा एतिकी प्रार्थना तुम्हें प्रभु ही दस ही अहंकार तुम्हें प्रभु ही दस ही अहंकार एक मात्र राजिबा सबल संसार प्रभु एक मात्र राजिबा सबल संसार एथि लगी जबे करे नवीन मोती एथि लगी जबे करे नवीन मोती तथापि रखिबी मने अनंत तृप्ति प्रभु तथापि रखिबी मने अनंत तृप्ति तुम्हारी दृष्टि भीतरे तुम्हारी जगत तुम्हारी दृष्टि भीतरे तुम्हारी जगत छोड़ी भी नहीं ताने तुम्हारी इंगिते प्रभु छोड़ी भी नहीं ताने तुम्हारी
बिना मोरा प्रभु भवन में भाई जीती भंग बिना मोरा सुनु बना सुनु देहि हम करो सुनु बना सुनु देहि हम करो तुम्हें प्रभु मोहि दास इति की संस्कार प्रभु तुम्हें प्रभु मोहि दास इति की संस्कार प्रेम माया विचारणे करे निवेदन 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 तुम जय गाउथिबि ए सारा जीवन प्रभु तुम जय गाउथिबि ए सारा जीवन जय गुरु 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 जय गुरु
जय गुरु जय गुरु जय जय गुरु जय गुरु जय गुरु जय जय गुरु जय गुरु जय गुरु जय गुरु जय जय गुरु जय गुरु जय गुरु जय जय